was also critically important. We had to have someone that was a proven winner. And in particular, if you look at this as we talk about this today, a person that has won as a player at an extremely high level, a person that won as an assistant coach at an extremely high level, a person that won as a head coach, a person that's won conference championships, a national championship, and actually was the National Coach of the Year. How could you be able to bring all of those things together? And someone that also is tremendously respected and has unbelievable relationships throughout the entire country in the basketball community. How could you bring all of those things together to be able to embody the characteristics that we were looking for to be the leader of our basketball program at the University of Missouri? And by combining all of those and going throughout an entire exhaustive search throughout that process, we identified the one person that we felt had all of those characteristics and more that could be able to represent our institution, and that was Kim Anderson. There's also a value-added component that goes along with that too. How about a person that's Missouri-made? How about a person that is Mizzou-made? So you take all of those characteristics, you overlay those throughout everything that we're trying to look and identify for a leadership position at this entire campus, and oh, by the way, has an ability to be able to be born and bred and Missouri-made, and that's who we identified in Kim Anderson. Also to introduce to you the head basketball coach at the University of Missouri, Kim Anderson.
Thank you. Thank you. Took a long time to walk up those stairs. Took 15 years, and I'm excited to be here. I want to Coach comes in, there'll be some questions. I understand that. I know there'll be a lot of questions. Apparently, I'm old. I really had no idea of that until yesterday. And I got to tell you, it devastated me. I didn't think I was old. I work out every day. I'm in pretty good shape. Hey, I'm not playing, you guys. I'm not playing. I'm just coaching. Old ball players coach, okay? And that's what we do.
Okay, we're going to take questions from media now. Do I have any takers? Anybody? Anybody?
Nobody? That's good.
What changed to bring you to this podium at this time?
Well, I think the word I used was climate, right? And since then, winter has changed over into spring. So, just a change in the climate.
Kim, Gabe DeArmond with Power Mizzou down here in the front, right here, second row.
Oh, hi, Gabe. Sorry. I was looking for your dad.
Great.
Kim, Chris Trevino, KOMU TV, Tagger Radio Network.
Channel 8.
Thank you. Congratulations.
How long has this been a dream job for you?
I got to do some math because I'm pretty old. I mean, I'm not the best coach in the country. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. I'm not. I could steal, though, from anybody. I mean, I can watch TV. My staff at Central Missouri used to cringe every day. They didn't even want me to watch TV at night because they knew I'd come in the next day with some play or some deal. All of you that have tickets to the games that sit down there below where the yellow, all that yellow is, would you please come to the game? Okay? And if you don't want to come, I understand. I understand there's other things going on. But for God's sake, give the ticket to somebody. Okay? Thank you.
Welcome home, Kim.
What was supposed to be a press conference to officially end.
This is my alma mater, and I know how special this program is to so many people.
A program that is extremely special to Anderson for a number of reasons. Not only did he graduate from the university not once but twice, he also played and coached for the Tigers under Coach Norm Stewart.
He's Missouri made. You know, he played here, he coached here. He's a terrific coach. He was a wonderful coach at Central Missouri State, and he's earned the right to be our coach, and I couldn't be happier for him.
This is the most elated and excited I've been, honest, in years about the program. I mean, this is a great day for Missouri basketball, for the state, for everybody. He's going to do a tremendous job.
A job he plans to accomplish by using his skills and expertise learned over the years.
As you all know, I played and coached for Coach Stewart. It may be 2014, but smart, disciplined, hard-nosed team basketball never goes out of style.
Coach Anderson plans to bring that style to Columbia.
After over years and years of learning how to, the X's and O's and just the demeanor and the toughness and like he was talking about, hard-nosed basketball. I mean, that's what you're taught, and it's ingrained in your mind and in your body, and that's what Kim's going to bring to the Mizzou.
Bringing an old school style of basketball back to a new era in Mizzou hoops. It's a dream job that's been in the works ever since Coach Anderson left.
Took a long time to walk up those stairs. Took 15 years, and I'm excited to be here.
For the Mizzou Network.
Kim Anderson. I know you. You're an old mule camper. What is that? This is my school. The one thing that I want you to know is that I want to win championships. I want to win rings. I just came from a school, and that's what we talk about. We talk about winning rings, winning championships. I'm a defensive guy. I think defense wins championships, but I don't forget about offense. I like to push the ball. I like to get, I call it offensive pace with efficiency. Okay, so we want to push the basketball, get down the floor, run. We definitely have some talent, potential, and I don't know about you, but I want to have fun. I want to have fun, and I want to win basketball games. And we can do both. The one thing that I'll do, the best I can, is help you be the best person and the best player that you can possibly be.
It was a packed house inside the Reynolds Alumni Center on Tuesday as Mizzou officially unveiled Kim Anderson as its new head men's basketball coach. And among those in the crowd, current players Ryan Rosberg and Keanu Post. They are excited to have their new head coach in place and to start learning from a former Missouri Tiger and the 1977 Big 8 Player of the Year.
Not only is he used to be a player and done all these things, he played for Missouri, so it's just so relatable, and he knows exactly what all of us are going through right now.
When he says tough, hard-nosed basketball, what does that make you think of?
Running, playing defense, and getting after it.
Makes you feel confident. Just play hard. Just keep playing hard and keep playing tough. I think it's the only way to play, really. To
know that he's a big man who played, Big 8 Conference Player of the Year, what do you feel like he might be able to teach you?
Teach me a lot. I'm excited about that aspect.
Here's a guy that was an all-conference player that played and played professionally, which is what every kid wants to do. They want to be an all-league player and play professionally. So he'll be able to tell them things and show them things that they've not been shown, just because that's the difference. Guys that have played, it might be a step of 1 foot here or 1 foot there, but there's a difference. And when you are coached by a former player, those kids go, wow, I've not heard that before. So I think that's a positive for especially the kids that are sitting here.
I can promise you this, Kim knows the X's and O's. He knows the game of basketball. He's a heck of a good guy, and he's going to coach and teach these kids how to be men, and they just got to give him a chance, and I think he's going to prove to everybody he can do the job.
I'd say nervous would be a good word. I don't think it's petrified yet. I think I'm just nervous.
And head basketball coach at the University of Missouri, Kim Anderson.
Do I go? I told you you'd have to move. Thank you, man. At least I got it there.
Better off-season workouts with the Tiger basketball team this summer. It's a very young squad made up primarily of sophomores and freshmen. And that is among the things that Anderson has really enjoyed since he returned to his alma mater to become the new head men's basketball coach.
I'm really trying to get these guys to play harder. You know, I think it's always hard when you go from high school to the next level, because in high school they're all the best players, and then when they get here, all the best players are here, and they're all playing against each other, and so I'm trying to get them to play harder and encouraging them to do that. And by doing that, you know, I've told them, you know, hey, you might foul, but I said, I know about fouling. You know, I have the most disqualifications in the history of the school, 34. And I'll promise all of you that record will never be broken, at least while I'm here, because I have control of it. But more than anything is just trying to get those guys to realize that as you step up, as you go from a high school situation where you're the best player on the team to a college situation, especially a high major Division I SEC basketball team, you got to step it up, because every guy out there on the floor is the best player from his team, and I'm trying to get that across to them. And I think they've responded. They've done well. We don't play a game till November, so I don't think you're going to change a culture or change an attitude or create an attitude or whatever. You're not going to do that in 2 hours a week. But I think we're taking steps, and I think we're slowly getting better.
Is that playing harder? Is that something that's across the board, not just with the freshmen?
No, I think every coach probably says that. Hey, you got to play harder. You got to play harder. From day one to where we're at today, I think our guys have played harder. Maybe playing harder is not the right word. Maybe it's competing, and I really think they've competed at a higher rate in the last couple of weeks than they did the first couple of weeks. Part of that, I think, is comfort level with what we're doing, comfort level with me, maybe getting the expectations, knowing what we expect. I think that's a big part of it, and realizing that to be successful, that you got to play harder. You got to compete every day. When you come out, you got to compete, because you don't really get to take nights off. And when you take a night off, that's when you get beat. Especially if you take a night off against a team that's maybe not as good as you on paper, and you come out and you don't compete, you can bet that other team's going to compete. So, if you can ever get to where you can do that all the time, I think you have a chance to be a good team. That's hard to do, every day, every play, every game, to play your highest level. I'm Mizzou through and through. This is my home state, this is my alma mater, and I know how special this program is to so many people. Winning is great, but this is Missouri, and there's more to it here. We're here to win rings, earn diplomas, and make a big impact on those around us. There's no place on earth I would rather be than Columbia, Missouri. Thanks for bringing me home.
What was it about the new coaching staff that sort of drew you back after you had a chance to explore some other options?
I like how genuine Coach Anderson is, how he was when he came down and visited me. Almost immediately after he got the job, he called me and let me know where he was. And
he always seems to just kind of call it as he sees it. Is that
definitely? He's straightforward with it. He's himself. When he needs to be, intense. When he needs to be, that kind of coach, he'll be it. But then at the same time, he's mellow, he's calm, and then off the court, he's always the same.
I was Mr. Georgia Basketball of Georgia, and got Player of the Year like 2 times. But what drew me to Mizzou was the school, the atmosphere, the coaches.
It's no secret that when we had the coaching change here, you had a decision to make. What was it that drew you back here and made you say, that's where I thought I wanted to go, and that is where I want to go?
It's a growing program. I can see myself working hard just to play here, basically.
It sounds like you see a lot of potential in the program here. You know, what are some of the things that make you say, hey, we come here and put in the work the right way, Mizzou could be an elite program again real quick?
Because everybody's young. We got mostly freshmen and sophomores on the team.
The SEC conference was really attractive. You know, being able to play against the top competition day in, day out. Coach Anderson, you know, him winning a national championship and just hearing all the great things about him. And the people in Como, that was a big thing. And then also the coaching staff. You know, I finally got to, that's the first time I got to meet Coach Anderson and Coach Fuller. And they just told me, you know, what they wanted me to do, and, you know.
It's been crazy, man, just meeting new people, answering a lot of questions. There's been some fun questions, and also been some questions you gotta get serious with, but at the end of the day, it was all just fun.
Describe Coach Anderson in a few words and your experience with him to this point.
I would say hardcore, but he's probably the biggest players coach I've been around.
Egregious. Is that a negative or is that a positive? Is that a positive? Is it a positive? I think it's great for them. They get to interact with other players. They get to be involved with the media. They get to meet the media. They get experience dealing with the media. You know, this was all kinds of media, from print media to the SEC network to ESPNU. Just a ton of different types of media, you know, with the Twitter and the social media and all that. So I think it's a great education for them. It's a great experience for them, and I think it's something that'll help them as we go through the season.
It's been a lot of questions, a lot of answers all day, but it's been a good experience, and I'm happy I got to come out to it.
It was a busy day, you know. I thought it was a lot of fun. I know it was fun for Ryan and J3, and you know, I had a chance to interact with not only some of the great coaches in the SEC, but some of the top media in the country in all different formats, you know, photo shoots, and I had to draw a picture, and you know, we did some Twitter stuff, and so it was neat. It was fun, and a chance to see a lot of the coaches and players in the SEC.
Just being here itself has been cool to see all the anchors and all the work that goes into it, and I'm excited to turn on SEC Network or whatever channel it's on and watch what they actually come up with.
And I just saw behind the scenes of ESPN what all they do for us, what all they do for the athletes, and that's pretty amazing. They do an amazing job.
It's as simple as that for the Missouri Tigers. They've got a great high-low action. They can go low to high. Versatility in their lineup, which is a big reason why you got to keep an eye in Columbia.
A guy told me one time that if you don't say very much, you know, just talk a little, people might just think because you're not talking very much, you're dumb. But if you start talking and you talk a lot, then you remove all doubt. So I won't talk a lot. And you guys will go home and you think about that, you go back to the door and you say, oh hell, that was funny.
Now you know where I get my sense of humor, right? Okay.
You're going to play basketball this year, and you're going to be good. You really are. I have every belief that you're going to be good. Not that you haven't been, but you're going to be better if you want to get better. But I'll guarantee you, you're going to get better. Good luck to you. And hell, you're going to do great. I'm telling you, you're going to do great.
All right, now, I don't know how long Coach is going to stay, but you damn well better not screw this up, okay? We're going to get out here and practice hard, all right? Everybody ready to go? Here we go. Coach Matt, you got him? Sir.
Come on, man. Work hard on three, man. 1, 2, 3.
Work hard. Jonathan Williams III did practice a little bit yesterday, and I think he's progressing. Whether or not he plays Wednesday, I don't know yet. Certainly had no setbacks from practice, but we're kind of going slow to bring him along a little bit at a time. So I'll know more about that probably closer to Wednesday. You know, obviously it's my first time being head coach in a game situation, but I think it'll be really good for our guys to play someone else. I think we'll learn where we're at, where we need to go. You know, we're going to throw the ball inside. I expect those guys to be an important part of our offense. They have to do a good job of not only scoring themselves, but they have to remember just because we throw it in doesn't mean they can't throw it back out. Maybe the freshmen have surprised me in a positive way. Now they've had their bad moments. I mean, they've had some bad experiences, you know, over the last couple weeks. But I think overall they've really they're learning, and when they get into a game, that'll be the big test. Deuce is a guy that, I'll be real honest with you, I'm trying to teach him how to play every position on the court except point guard and center. So, you know, 2, 3, 4. I think he's a guy without a position, but he's a guy who can make things happen. It's trying to be that deal where you do a few things really well instead of doing a lot of things mediocre, and that's kind of where we are on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. I think we have a chance to be good. Yeah, I think we're a ways away. You know, I think we're still. You know, and I know you guys don't want to hear this, but I mean, we got 5 freshmen, and there's a decent chance, you know, all 5 of them, all 5 of them are going to play, and there's a strong chance that, gosh, two of them, 3 of them could even start. Wes Clark and Keanu have been really good. Wes has done a good job of stepping up, even though he's only a sophomore, but he's been around. Keanu being a senior, has done a good job of helping guys out. They're a little different. You know, Keanu is more of the encouraging guy, and Wes is a little more boisterous. You know, he's a little more emphatic about getting something done. But both of them have done a good job, and both of them have played pretty well.
So let's take a look at the highlights. Both the women and the men scrimmaged on Tuesday night. Let's start with the women's squad and Robin Pinchton's group. This is a team that can shoot the basketball, getting its winner. Black team up by 13 as McDowell had 9 points. Bree Porter, the local kid from Columbia Rocky, had 6 points, but the black team still beat the gold 39-31. Some fun and games in between the scrimmages. Look at Deuce Bello winning the dunk contest by dunking over his coach, Kim Anderson. Then Coach A brought his team back out on the floor for their scrimmage. Again, black versus gold, and we get a look at some of these new faces for the Mizzou men's basketball team, starting with the freshman from Seattle, Tremaine Isabel, playing that defense that Coach Anderson wants his team to play this year, the steal and the coast-to-coast bucket. And then how about the inside play? It's Ryan Rosberg. You think he has learned a thing or two from Coach Anderson, the former Big 8 Player of the Year? Look at that dunk. Gold team was up 8-6. Then it's the new point guard, Keith Schamberger, the transfer from Hawaii with the floater. Gold led by a point, 19-18 at the half. In the second half, Deuce Bello, the Baylor transfer, getting in for the dunk. Black team up by a point, 20-19. Then it's Keith Schamberger showing the assist skills, the alley-oop for Keanu Post. Black team up 24-21. Then it's Deuce Bello with an alley-oop of his own, slamming it down. But it was a 3-point game with under a minute to play. Gold down by 3. When Wes Clark drives, gets the bucket and the foul, he would convert the free throw to tie it at 35, and that's how things end up. Gold and black end up knotted at 35. It's a tie in the men's black and gold scrimmage. You can see these Tiger basketball teams again real soon. Not going to be here in Mizzou Arena, though. It'll be over in the...
To take this opportunity to thank all of you for coming out tonight. All right? I'm really excited and proud of these guys. They've worked extremely hard. We got a long way to go. But I think you can tell we have a chance to have a good basketball team. We will look forward to seeing all of you on October 29th over in the house that Norm built, over in the Hearns building. Okay? I think a lot. I really do. You know, we've been playing each other, and I really think that the opportunity to play against someone else that while they'll probably know some of the stuff we're doing, it won't be like in practice, you know. And I'm excited. You know, obviously, it's my first time being head coach in a game situation. But I think it'll be really good for our guys to play someone else. I think we'll learn where we're at, where we need to go. You know, it's kind of early. It's an early exhibition game. I think today's practice 17 maybe. But I think it's good. I think it'll give us a chance to build on, you know, learn some things that we need to work on. You know, I don't have a comparison. You know, this is my first year. I always think you're behind, so I guess we're behind. I don't know. I mean, I always feel like, you know, that we need to do more. Be pretty excited. I'm sure it'll be pretty emotional. Really, just walking in here today. You know, I haven't. The last time I was in here was last year. I came to the game against Oklahoma City, the exhibition game, and they had the 93-94 celebration. So. It'll be neat. It'll be neat. I did sneak over here. We had camp over here this summer, and I walked around and I found a lot of the old places, you know, where you could go and hide. But it'll be fun. I hope a lot of people come out and enjoy the game. Well, I expect a lot out of those guys. They're both veteran players. You know, they've both been around for a year or 2 years in Ryan's case. So you know, we're going to throw the ball inside. I expect those guys to be an important part of our offense. How we're going to get that done, I think, remains to be seen. You know, we have a lot of things in our offense to get the ball to them. They have to do a good job of not only scoring themselves, but they have to remember just because we throw it in doesn't mean they can't throw it back out. And that's something that we continually work on. I think we'll find it as we get into the season. When we do throw it inside, that there's going to be people coming back there, you know, clawing at them, and they're going to have to be able to kick it back out. So not only make plays for themselves, but make plays for other people. It's just like point guard. You know, you got to be able to make plays for other people. You know, I got 7 or 8 guys, and I don't know which way we'll go yet. The competition's been really good. It's really picked up in the last. You know, the Moberly thing was good. Going to Moberly was good. I think it got us away. You know, there's a lot of things going on around here, a lot of distractions, not bad distractions, just distractions. A lot of stuff, you know, I had a lot of stuff going on. It was good for me to get away for a couple of days, and all we did was do that.
Last night on the campus of the University of Missouri, and Mizzou with a 72-31 win over William Jewell in their exhibition opener to this 2014-2015 season. Alongside Gary Link, I am Ben Arnett inside the Hearns Center. And Gary, a lot of good, a little bit of bad, a lot in between for Mizzou in this exhibition opener.
No question about Schamberger, fifth-year senior from Hawaii, did a really nice job of distributing the ball.
And the big men down low also looked really good. 13 points from Ryan Rosberg. William Jewell stuck in this for about a half, but Missouri really pulled away in the second half as they upped the defensive intensity.
Excellent point. When you play really good defense, you get some easy baskets. Here you see Wes Clark with 2 jams, and it's because Missouri's defense just got William Jewell completely out of whack on their offensive end. Here you see the ball going inside to KP where he just catches it and finishes. When the big fellas can catch and finish, this team's much better.
And Wes Clark had a team-high 14 points to lead Missouri. The Tigers forced 16 turnovers, the bulk of those in the second half. Saw a lot of different faces, a lot of freshmen in there, including Naaman Wright and Tremaine Isabel. Isabel was one of 3 Tigers in double figures with 10 points.
Also a lot of different combinations, and that's what Coach Anderson's looking for in a game like this. Get different guys on the floor, see how they play with each other. We got one more exhibition game before we play for real.
Kim Anderson won the 1977 Big 8 Player of the Year award playing in this building. He got his first win as head coach of the Missouri basketball team, coaching in this building here tonight. We look at the stats. Missouri 41% from the field and a big rebounding edge.
28 rebounding advantage for the Tigers, and that's
the exhibition slate of Missouri basketball schedule is in the books after the Tigers took on University of Missouri St. Louis Saturday afternoon at Mizzou Arena. Welcome courtside alongside the former Mizzou guard Jarrett Sutton. 2-0 in the exhibition season. Let's take a look at the highlights in the first half. Wes Clark draining his only three-pointer of the game, and then Techie Gil Caesar really led the way for the Tigers.
Yeah, he did a little bit of everything we saw. Inside, finishing with the right and left hand, got to the free throw line, and buried some big three-point shots.
Missouri up by 5 at the half. Second half, the senior guard Keith Schamberger really started to lead the way. Umzel stuck in it with the long ball, but the Tigers finally started to pull away from the Tritons as Techie Gil Caesar led the way with 19 points.
Yeah, and what you loved in the second half was to see the ball movement, to see inside-out play, and see some guys knock down some shots.
And then Deuce Bello helped spark the Tigers off the bench as he brought some fireworks. Also, Keith Schamberger, 6 assists to go along with his 13 points, but here's Deuce Bello.
And Deuce Bello, there you go again, inside-out play, great pass there from J3, and buries the three-point shot. And how about Keith Schamberger? 6 assists, but 0 turnovers.
Missouri finally pulled away some fireworks late from Jakeenan Gant as Missouri ends up winning it by a final of 77-54. Let's take a look at the statistics as the Tigers really played a much better second 30 minutes as opposed to the first 10 minutes.
Head coach Kim Anderson made his regular season debut on Friday night, but the Tigers struggled early on in the game while UMKC got off to a fast start, grabbing offensive rebounds, getting second chance points, and shooting well from the field to get off to a fast 19-9 start. But the Tigers would respond and gain a little momentum going into halftime, first off of this 3 by Keith Schamberger, and then by this coast-to-coast and one by sophomore guard Wes Clark. Mizzou would walk into the locker room down 33-24. Second half action now, the Tigers would make a comeback led by Techie Gil Caesar, who got this huge putback dunk to give the Tigers some momentum along with this step-back jumper. Gil Caesar had a team high of 21 points on the night. But rebounding continued to be an issue for the Tigers. They were out-rebounded 43-38 and gave up 13 second-chance points. Mizzou would fight back once again and cut the UMKC lead down to 3, but it proved to be too little too late as Martez Harrison led the Kangaroos with a game-high of 26 points. The Tigers continued to turn the ball over to the Kangaroos, and UMKC took advantage of the extra opportunities with this turnaround jumper by Shiok and this dagger three-pointer by Deshaun Taylor. UMKC will go on to win the game and upset Mizzou by a final of 69-61 in their season opener.
With John Sunvold at Mizzou Arena, where Missouri leads Valparaiso by a 5-point margin. It's a 6-0 run for the Tigers in their second game of the season, second as well for Valparaiso, who open with a 90-70.
Schamberger can be really effective for this Missouri team, pushing, finding guys.
Gil Caesar. Offensive foul. It'll be the first on the freshman. And a missed opportunity for Missouri. Clinging to a 1-point lead for Kim Anderson with 3:40.
He is a 21 points the other night. Freshman, good-looking freshman, 6'6". But if you look at what came, when you're looking for answers and looking for avenues, new guys are going to have to step up. And again, when I watch, obviously the freshman looked pretty good, but I think the ball, when he bounces it into his shot, that bounces firm. Oh, nice move.
Easy cut to the lane after the first move from Isabel.
Now, interesting.
It pays off. Naaman Wright all the way in. Follow up. And Angelo Allen's on the scoreboard. Missouri by 3.
You know, Allen, since he's...
Let it go! Hey! 5. Let's go. 5. Get your man. Open up, DA. Open up. Everybody all right? You guys good? All right, you doing all right? We just got to get a bucket. We get a little lead here. We got it up to 5, and then we screw it up twice. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Just a trigger. Drive. And the finish at the buzzer will count for Tavon Walker. Game high 8 points for Walker, who knifed right through the Missouri defense.
A pass and not him dribbling. There are opportunities on the other end. If Missouri is stuck in a half-court set, Gil Caesar knocks into 3.
Kim Anderson mic'd in the first half. He wants Good ball movement out of the double team.
I think when the double team happens, it's got to be quicker than that. And the reason is once it's a little softer.
Missouri picked middle of the pack in the SEC. Williams cleared some space. Missouri finding some looks on the offensive end. Williams making his own look. And it's the Tigers. Easy look.
Nice pass, good find from him.
Now, a secondary defender might be able to pick up a charge.
Yeah, correct.
A spin move.
Onto spin move. And that's a frustrating part for Bryce Drew. He's got
Williams trying to clean up his own mess. Rosberg in there. Off the glass. First field goal for Ryan Rosberg.
Missouri.
Will Caesar into the paint. Just a freshman. In traffic off the glass.
Wow. To use the glass on this move. And if you're inside the paint, I think using the glass is easier than anything. You can shoot it harder.
Alan Wright, a couple of reserves on the floor along with Keanu Post. Touch pass to Post for the jam. Up by 8. Ball movement has been the key for the Tigers. High-low and the dunk for Post. Allen from the elbow. Beats the shot clock with a jumper.
They have found a valuable piece. Missouri player back in the day. The Doug Smiths, the Curtis Berrys, John Browns.
Keanu Post with a jump hook. He's got 4.
And often we talk about guys stepping in for a pass. You can do it by dribble too. Make two guys play it.
That time he did, and it freed Clark for 3.
And I think against on Friday, try to get him. Thought maybe they'd have put it right on the block to him. Rosberg now being guarded.
Jonathan Williams at third. Long strides in the finish.
Powerful step to the rim. Good
Clark
pass.
to Williams. Tigers running now.
A terrific screen by Ryan Ross.
Here's the matchup they want.
And Peters is fine when it's out there.
Long 2. That's gravy for Missouri.
Yeah, that is.
Donnie Tyndall's got a tough time in Knoxville. Conzo Martin left. Missouri fans are familiar with Conzo Martin. He's actually from East St. Louis. As Kim Anderson wanted a timeout. Shot clock at 7. The drive and the finger roll. 14 for Clark.
Well, they spread the floor enough. Clark could crossover dribble, and then he's going to attack. Once he's here, he sees there's nobody at the rim. Good handle.
Or perhaps Arkansas and LSU. It's wide open. You can make your own breaks.
Key is November, December, get some wins, especially the games that are quality games against.
So the true sun comes home, and Kim Anderson with his first victory as the head man at Missouri. Tigers with a 15-point victory over Valparaiso. Wes Clark helping his coach to his first win with a career-high 16 points. And the Tigers able to find their shooting stroke in the second half. And that was the difference in the game tonight for the Tigers. 14 of 26 from the floor for 54% for Missouri. And the Missouri head man.
Anderson, first win at your alma mater. Maybe not as pretty as you'd like, but your guys played hard and they hung in there.
Well, we did a good job defensively, and I knew this would be a battle. You know, they got some really good shooters that didn't shoot the ball well today. I hope maybe we had something to do that, but certainly after Friday to be able to come back and grind it out in one day and prepare for these guys certainly is special. So proud of them, proud of the way they played deep.
You know, we had you mic'd up and we ran a couple of things. One of the things you're going to do a lot of is encouragement of your players to keep playing and to keep doing the things that you're really trying to get them to do.
Well, it's a process, you know, just my first year, and we're trying to establish some things, and you know, we're still trying to figure our team out. But I thought today we had some good performances. You know, obviously, Wes played well, J3 played well, Keith did a good job. I mean, the whole starting 5, I thought, made some plays, and we got some help off the bench, and we got to develop that with 5 freshmen.
When you talk about your freshmen, but the guys that have come back, probably night in, night out, they got to find ways to help your ball club.
They really do. They really do, and they've got to step up. And I thought he stepped up today. I thought Wes stepped up today and made plays. You know, J3's got to do that. He's got to be a little more assertive. You know, we want Keith to be assertive. You know, Ryan's got to be effective on the inside. So those guys got to step up and play. If we do that, then we'll have a chance to have a good team.
You know, the growth day by day, now you're into the part of the season where you're going to play every few days. The difference of practicing, and now you get to see your team, and maybe the players are finding out there's some room to go, right?
Well, there's so much stuff that we haven't even put in yet, and you know, we've gone slow. We've tried to teach basic things. There's a lot of offense we still haven't put in. I mean, out of bounds plays, all kinds of stuff. But we've tried to stay with the basic stuff. We threw some stuff in today that was a little different. So we got a couple of days, and then we got to get ready to play on Wednesday.
Well, good win tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, John.
Let me bring in Wes, a sophomore, but Coach Anderson, they're looking for a lot of leadership from you.
Yeah, I learned a lot from them three guys, Jabari, Jordan, and Ernest. They showed me a lot and gave me a lot of confidence in myself. So I'm just looking to pass that down to some of the younger guys and get them over some of the humps I went through.
I thought the last 3 minutes.
Keep their season going as they'll try to get back above 500 next time out. 56-41 is the final. Wes Clark with a career-high 16 points, getting it done late for the Tigers from inside and from outside. Still to come, women's college basketball tips off next on the SEC Network. Christy Curry and her Crimson Tide welcome number 7 Duke. That's it from here in Como. Now let's take it to T-Town for women's college basketball as Duke takes out.
Entertaining basketball game Wednesday night inside Mizzou Arena between Oral Roberts and Missouri. Along with former Missouri guard Jared Sutton, I'm Ben Arnett.
Telling point, Missouri 8 of 9 in the second half of 3. Oral Roberts 0 for 9.
Wes Clark coming off a 16-point game against Valparaiso, kept it up. Obi Emegano, 18 points in 7 first-half minutes, but he cooled in the second half, and then Missouri got red hot from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Kentucky Gil Caesar, the freshman, 4 for 7 from 3, 19 points, 11 shots he took. Didn't take 20 plus, took 11.
Megano ended up with 30 points for Oral Roberts, but Missouri way too much from beyond the arc. 8 for 9 from three-point range in the second half. And Wes Clark led the way for Mizzou, 14 points, many of them down the stretch as the Tigers pick up the win 78-64, improving to 2-1 on the season. It's the first loss of the year for Oral Roberts. You take a look at the statistics, and Jarrett, a couple things stick out. One of them, 6.
And Missouri, second of 4 from the A Sports Maui Invitation. Lee Johnson and Tarzuski will work up front. Meanwhile, for Missouri, the Tigers will go with this look. Monte Gil Caesar, he's a guy that is part of their scoring attack, along with Wes Clark, and then Keith Schamberger, the transfer. Up front, it's Jonathan Williams III and Ryan Rosberg. Kim Anderson coaching at his alma mater, first-year head coach who's at Division II Central Missouri, led them to a national title, and a guy who was a star. Ready to work here. And Tarzuski wins the tip. McConnell controls Arizona basketball. And Clark will launch and hit. Wes Clark, he and Gil Caesar have been the twosome that have led. And Williams hits, Jonathan Williams III.
The most improved part of his basketball game. Coach Anderson talked to us.
Kind of a scoring lead guard. He and Schamberger both run the point, really. Nice up and under move there by Ryan Rosberg.
Really good move by Rosberg. He powered.
The auto post, the junior college trend.
Savannah's really a bonus. He averages 3 points per game through their first 3 outings. More of a defender, a screener.
Kim Anderson, the head man at Mizzou, back where he was a star as a player. 1977 Big 8 Co-Player of the Year. An assistant for Norm Stewart from 82 to 85, and also 91 to 99 he coached at Missouri. But at Central Missouri as a head coach, 03 to 2014, tons of success, including a national title last year. And a guy who's in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, not just as a player, but as a coach as well. 7 Division II tournament appearances with Central Missouri, and the national championship last year against West Liberty, where
to the top of the SEC.
Schamberger knocks down that jumper. Schamberger and posts with the putback. Into this game, Missouri had scored 195 points. Those two had combined to score 92 of them through the first 3 games coming in. And that, by the way, Gil Caesar's first point of the afternoon.
Gil Caesar, a young man from Vaughan, Ontario. He's Canadian, going to be one of the top players in all of high school basketball.
That one in and out for Williams, but a bigger part. A putback there by Williams. And a timeout called by Arizona.
Not helping, he's ball watching, and then they're able to sneak in for the layup on the putback by D'Angelo Allen.
Turned his head now.
Gil Caesar, really a big time scorer, 16 points per game already early in his college career. We mentioned that he went to Huntington Prep, which is also.
And now back the other way. Gil Caesar at the bucket. And one. It looked like it might have gotten touched while it was in the rim.
It looked like the Missouri player
who touched the rim. That foul on Parker Jackson Cartwright is first. And a 3-point play for Monte Gil Caesar. Missouri last year 23-12, but fell short of the NCAA tournament and ended the stretch of.
Already averaging 4 steals a game through the first 3 this year.
Gil Caesar with a big 3.
He's a scorer. Late. Seeing the open player.
Jackie Gil Caesar couldn't hit, and that'll do it. 32-25 at the end of the first half.
Zone, but now they're really picking it apart. They ran the same play 2 straight times in this half and got buckets, and now Jonathan Williams, the third.
Foul on McConnell, his first. And Schamberger knocks down the first. 34 minutes a game. Sudden Arizona's lead is 11. Jonathan Williams, the third. They say no shot. Kim Anderson can't believe it, especially with what you saw at the other end of the court.
They want the same
former player in Missouri. There had been some talk about maybe he was too old for the job, maybe a little too boring. Anderson in the press conference had some fun with it.
Took a long time to walk up those stairs. Took 15 years, and I'm excited to be here. Apparently, I'm old. I mean, I'm not the best coach in the country. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. I'm not. I could steal, though, from anybody. Would you please come to the game? Okay? And if you don't want to come, I understand. I understand there's other things going on. But for God's sake, give the ticket to somebody. Okay? Thank you.
That's great. Great outtakes.
Real good.
Right there.
That's how you do it. That's how you attack it.
Shots. He's going to get a lot of field goal attempts. His percentage might not be great because he's going to face every team's best of.
And again, at Huntington Prep, where he was a teammate with Andrew Wiggins. He's got a dozen here in this one.
Good at those drag, late ball screens, finding Ashley on the pop as he gathered. And they're kind of just broke him. I think the difference also this year for McConnell, he's more of a threat to score the basketball off those ball screens.
Alice Johnson rejected by Rosberg. And now Deuce Bello up, Schamberger, and up and in.
How about that back and forth action? Here's just being scrappy. Here's the block first for Stanley Johnson on one end. Arizona thinks they have an easy one, but Ryan Rosberg says, no, get that out of here. And it leads to the lay-in on the other end. And we're down to a 9-point game.
And Miles Simon, and former great coach for Missouri, Norm Stewart. 67 and 99. He was the head man and part of the group that won here in Maui in 1989.
Won the national title in 1997. I was suspended for the first semester academically. Our team got off to a red-hot start as you see the nice drive and kick, and the freshman from Los Angeles, California, Naaman Wright knocked it. He has started every game in his career. He's a Memphis, Tennessee native from Southwind High School.
Schamberger hits.
Schamberger's going to be a nice piece for this team. But in Nick Johnson, you also lose a guy who is probably the best on the team in
Clark slashing through, couldn't spin it home. And then Williams with a putback. Hall. Clark now finds Rosberg, lays it in.
Nice play. Wes Clark with a nice dime.
And that was not a...
James, they're throwing it in with Akil Quinn. Trey Kell. Just yesterday, he said one thing that I asked him, how are you going to build this program and get it back to the top of the SEC? He said, we're really just going to build with young kids.
Head to the line, 3.3 seconds to go in this one. So it'll be Arizona plays this way. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a different type of game for this Arizona Wildcat team. You're going to see some pressure from Kansas State. You got an elite scorer in Marcus Foster, an inside presence in Thomas Gibson. Should be an excellent semifinal matchup tomorrow.
And still to come here in Maui. It'll be Chaminade, and we welcome you to the EA Sports Maui Invitational. It is day 2, and we kick things off with Purdue taking on Missouri.
You see he's bringing the ball up in transition. He slips and he bangs the inside of his right knee, and if anyone's ever been hit there before, it's kind of the tender part of that knee. He limped around for most of the game. I talked to him earlier today, and he is ready to go.
Check out our starting lineups now. First for Kim Anderson and the Tigers. Prize freshman Monte Gil Caesar will start along with Schamberger and Clark. 3-guard attack. You got Jonathan Williams, the third up front, along with Ryan Rosberg. Meanwhile, for Purdue, the senior transfer John Octius at the point. Stevens, Ray. And we are ready to go. Purdue wins the tip. Octius control.
That could be the knee re-aggravated or a little bit of a groin the way he slipped.
Williams and 1. Jonathan Williams the third, plus the foul.
Here's Jonathan Williams, the drive. Hammond's just late on the rotation, and he draws the contact, and that's what I talked to assistant coach Tim Fuller before the game. They want to see more of that from Jonathan Williams.
On the offensive end, you're going to have a chance to make an impact because they need help at that end.
Yeah, they need a lot of help. This is a team that really lacks.
Hey! Appreciate you not taking this job. Hey! Play! Don't back off. You guys are playing back on your heels. Get after them, okay? I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. They're just playing harder than you are. There's one thing we've done for however many games we've played, we've always played hard.
Better than his team right now. They're more energetic. They're live on the defensive end. The bench is into it. A nice pick and pop combo right there.
Last foul on Octius, his first team foul number 7. And Jonathan Williams.
Rely on to give him a lot of production on both ends. He's long, he's athletic. They would like him to be inside the 3-point line yet.
Bello gets into the paint, flips it up.
Nice job by Deuce Bello.
Yeah. Williams.
Look at the rotation and the activity, taking away passing lanes. Schamberger with the nice pass fake, and he hits the deep.
Williams now had it knocked away, and it ends up with Allen, who banks it home.
Has his list at the end of summer, end of spring, and it just...
Williams off the window and spins it home.
He's had a nice half. Back-to-back halves in the second.
Isabel looking for some help. Here's Clark. Clock winding down. Clark the fadeaway. Got it. That's a 2. 45-20, our score at the half. All Boilermakers, though. Williams gets hers here at the line of Civic Center. And that one knocked down by Monte Gil. Saturday evening after their practice, Missouri, they went down to Kaanapali Beach for some sand training. Matt Herring had his players do a little active recovery. Did some squats and some push-ups, and then a little bonding and fun as well. And then a little team pick. There's Matt Herring, their strength of last year as a freshman, 4th most rebounds ever.
1 or 0 timeouts, and a coach in a tight game might tell you, hey, the possession arrow is ours. If there's a scramble, just try to hold on to it. Close in the area, putting a little bit of pressure on them, but that's something Naaman Wright has to come up with.
Good Look by Schamberger to find Keanu Post. Need a little more down shots. Right with a takeaway and then the save. Schamberger. Bello inside, flips it up and in.
Nice gather by Bello to avoid.
Schamberger all the way in and one. So keep Schamberger got it.
That's good action. Excellent ball movement and went side to side 2 or 3 times. They made.
Schamberger's got 9.
Then he finds a wide open Keith Schamberger for a 3. But Schamberger clearly had a layup.
All right, let me ask you this. You're ultra competitive, so we're looking at it differently than Matt Painter. But if ever there's a time to get free experience to learn how to play
back to the game on the defensive end and give you some offensive production, I think he's the guy that you would think they're going to rely on when you get into Big Ten play. A bit harder, making things tougher.
There you go.
Defensive end.
Bello with the steal and the layup. A 16-3 run for Missouri. Damon Wright, the freshman. And he lays it in. Damon Wright originally committed to Frank Hayes, and then him.
Great team chemistry early on in the season. He said
Bello gets that one.
Basket. Really had to work for everything he got last night against a tough San Diego State defense.
Wes Clark knocks down the 3. Hawes by the win.
Bell Davis.
Isabel from Gil Caesar knocks it down.
A lot of positives to take out of the second half for Kim Anderson's squad.
Puts it on the floor and lays it in.
Explosive. Quick first step, comes off that flare screen.
Where's that brace on that right knee? Rehabbed it. Didn't have surgery.
Is from Missouri. Is passionate about the school. He's going to be committed to building. I think it's only a matter of time. He has a great staff around him. Hired Coach Rob
Isabel pushing it up ahead, and Damon Wright couldn't finish. Wow. Still to come, K-State and Arizona. One semifinal, and San Diego State and Pitt. And Purdue will take this one 82-61, the final. Matt Painter's. Yes, here in Hawaii, the A Sports Maui Invitational final day, our 7th place game. We get a Miss Day of basketball kicked off with Missouri and Chaminade. Carter and senior, along with Kevin Hu, Harper, Kwani, and Frankie Atuate getting this start. And for Kim Anderson in Missouri, 3-guard attack. Monte Gil Caesar, Keith Schamberger, Wes Clark up front, Jonathan Williams III, and Ryan Rosberg. Kim Anderson coaching at his alma mater, his first year as the head man of the Missouri Tigers. Crutchfield, the head coach there. And that's where Eric Bovair gets his offensive philosophy.
To take advantage of this Chaminade team.
Shot clock winding down. Williams pulls up, and that'll go.
Jonathan Williams has had a nice tournament. For the basketball this year, he almost needs to get into that mindset that I have to take over games, because with the lack of depth on this roster and to take a heavy load on his shoulders.
Let me correct that. Against Arizona, 10 in the first half, 3 in the second half. For third, played well here in Maui.
He's played tremendously well. Going back to the second half of the Arizona game.
Jonathan Williams III, he rehabbed it. For the most part, the knee's been pretty good for him. But they'll give it a look. What has changed? Fran Fraschilla will be doing the night game with Sean McDonough. He lives in the Dallas area. Rosberg inside, and they're going to count the basket.
Blew the whistle for a goaltending call, even though the ball went in. For the Missouri Tigers, see if they can capitalize.
Rosberg spinning inside, lost the handle. Left hand is good. And timeout for Chaminade in that spot.
But here you see just the defense leads the offense. Rosberg able to corral that basketball, go up strong and finish.
And then the kick out for Bello. And he knocks it down.
Nice job by Jonathan Williams.
Really shoot it. They haven't gotten him involved yet. Naaman Wright hits a three. So Missouri starting to get on track. 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior on the floor right now. There's the junior Rosberg, who's got 6. And Wright hits another three. Naaman Wright start the year. Last year, 23 wins, went to the NIT. And that ended a run of fighting going offensively. Harper has that one rejected. Isabel now. Wright will try and gets another. His 3rd three of the game. Times they can struggle, and we saw it with them giving up 6. And Isabel spinning and scooping it home.
Nice move. Jermaine Isabel 3 for 3 in the first half from behind the arc.
Now the pull-up gets that to go. And Naaman Wright having himself a fine first. Isabel and 1. The freshman absorbing the contact. He'll go to the line.
Sweet crossover. Who cuts him off, takes the contact from Lauder, and able to finish.
Lauder picks up his 2nd, team foul number 7. And Isabel completes the 3-point play. They hold his first.
Just kind of grown up. He had, suspension last year, but has really matured, and Wes Clark is out to prove.
Kim Anderson today gets some help from a freshman, Naaman Wright, doing the work.
Yeah, Naaman Wright's been feeling it. Just a rhythm jump shot right there. Knocks down the 3. Ball reversal, extra pass, wide open again from the right corner. Showing need the touch from deep again. Beautiful follow through. Great lift on his shot. Then doesn't settle there. Creates enough separation. Slight fadeaway. Naaman Wright, a career high.
Be in the tournament and hoping to make big runs in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, really a budding rivalry on the West Coast. They played 4 times. Game-saving block shot by Nick Johnson to seal the tournament title. Then they also met.
Shot clock winding down. Isabel on the baseline, and nobody picked him up.
Good pace.
So here he goes. Kick out, Kwani. Big 3. And a 10-point game, Kwani with 9 first-half points. 38-28 at the
bench. Jonathan Williams is over there with the knee brace off.
Yep. And there is Montekiel Caesar.
Out of the equation from behind the arc. Missouri has struggled from there.
They did a good job with it right there. D'Angelo Allen cutting. Techie Gil Caesar knocks it down. It's a 2. There's Jonathan Williams the 3rd. Versatile. Naaman Wright wide open. Can't ask for a better look than that.
No Chaminade players like they were just daring him to shoot it. I know it was a scramble play, but no one even ran at it. He's extending the lead out back to 15. Naaman Wright, you're not going to guard me? He's going to knock down another 3. Hands.
Went to go coach under his mentor, Jim Crutchfield. He took a pay cut, and Bello banking it in and absorbing. He had a funny conversation after the fact with his wife. He said, I was kind of hoping you were gonna take. Errant pass there. Isabel will lay it in, so the turnover leads to the bucket. Schamberger with a steal on a long pass, and then the lob to Naaman Wright, and that'll go. That was careless.
Didn't need it. You had the momentum going in your favor.
30 last against Texas in 2012. Gil Caesar, huge 3. They needed that.
Big shot for Gil Caesar, those ball screens, because it's a small lineup in for Missouri.
Big shot. Techie Gil Caesar again. Clock under 10. Gil Caesar again. And again he hits.
He's been big. Can't help off a ball side corner. Excellent penetration by Schamberger.
Kind of disappeared in the second half. Second half today's been great.
Yeah, and you see Chaminade just kind of get Techie Gil Caesar. This is what the coaching staff expects and needs out of him. Not only just the
big today. 18 points for the freshman. Make it 19. pass across the highway and everything. So I'm going to add that in somewhere.
Off of there, I will rock that. I know you said you'll rock it in New York City anytime.
All day. The Chaminade Silver Sword team, their leading score coming in. Clark speeding down, Rosberg, and one. Rosberg's best game of the tournament.
Yeah, well, nice job by Clark to split the defense. Light contact there by who? Ryan Rosberg giving some quality minutes today. Great production.
He has really struggled from the line. 1 for 7 from the stripe. Last year, shot just a shade over 50%.
And you did some correction to the form, and it helped me become a better shot.
That's getting too far down the line, but not able to play in the second half because of the knee, and they will need him the entire way. But it's going to be Missouri picking up the win in this one, and Naaman Wright finishes it off with a two-hand stuff. 21 for the freshman. Old banks it in. And that'll do it. 74-60 our final here from the Lahaina Civic Center. Eric Bolbert's team comes up a bit short against Missouri, so the Tigers pick up a win in their final game here in Maui. 74-60 the final. Missouri over Chaminade. Up next, Big 12 this week, presented by Dr. Pepper. For Miles Simon and our entire crew, I'm John Shelby. Aloha from Maui.
Two halves. Missouri played much more aggressive in the second half. As you can see right here, too, Jonathan Williams III all night attacking the rim, using his athleticism, his length. And for SEMO, able to attack the rim in the first half. They got what they want. Missouri's defense was not that aggressive in the first half.
Josh Langford and company led by 6 at the break. Jonathan Williams III eventually caught fire. He led all scorers with 18 points. Techie Gil Caesar and the freshman got it going late in the ball game, and this D'Angelo Allen 3 gave Missouri its first lead. Under 4 minutes to go at 57-55, but SEMO wouldn't go away.
Yeah, big shots all night from both teams, but SEMO, give them credit. They made some big shots in the second half, but nothing bigger than that 3 right there from Keith Schamberger. 17 seconds on the game clock, late in the shot clock, big time shot for the senior.
Schamberger ended up with 11 points as Missouri got the win 65-61. As we take a look at the game stats, one thing you don't see here is
nature trying to figure out where they are in terms of their hoop pursuits. As Missouri take Gil Caesar as a freshman who's figured it out right from the get-go.
Yeah, Gil Caesar's been pretty good for Kim Anderson this season. 6 out of his 8 games in double figures. As a freshman, compared to all the other freshmen, he seems to play with a little more freedom in the offensive end and not get too bothered.
He is a young man who has a lot of confidence in his shot. He's got his guys playing his system, and they know what to do with it.
Well, longtime assistant of Davidson, and Missouri fans have seen Davidson play. They've around. Line opens up man-to-man defensively.
Right. And it's no surprise that he would knock down. Tigers go inside, and that's a nice look cross court. And how about that? As Wright has gotten off to a 2-for-2 start.
Jonathan Williams, a third double team down. Williams will probably draw a crowd when he posts up. There's the double team. He's got to be patient enough. And Naaman Wright, what the Tigers have struggled a little bit with, Dave, up a few inches.
Schamberger. And Missouri has got 3 field goals, and they've all come. Clark, 6'0", 185-pound sophomore, checks in, and Rosberg with a nice cut.
We saw it once where the double team came, and Jonathan Williams III was patient. This time again, this is a lack of communication defensively.
3-pound Jack Anton wearing number 14. And that's a pretty shot by Wes Clark. 4 assists on the 5 field goals. There's one where Wes Clark decided to take
shots, and what Elon has done is they've kind of packed it up inside, and Missouri has shot it well. 3 of 3 beyond the line. Naaman Wright got off the start. You see the double team of Jonathan Williams. Assist across, being patient. Ball movement, put it on the floor. Here comes the collapsing defense. This time it's Schamberger. The Tigers have 6 buckets. They've got 4 assists. The Phoenix have been able to stay in their man-to-man.
That'll bring him out of it. Deuce Bello with the triple.
And at going up, you get the ball release. And the penetration inside, Sampson late, getting to Bello. Bello knocks it in, the contact. chance for a 4-point play.
Weren't you just talking about that perimeter shoot? That will put D'Angelo Allen at the free throw line.
And how quickly. 9:47 left in this first half. Yeah, their bigs do not shoot it well. Their guards shoot it quite well.
Missouri for the year, a 64%
Davidson.
And that's a tough shot as Allen got the bounce. Last week as they went to Morgantown and won at West Virginia.
Huge comeback. And LSU is that team of this league. Chance to be an NCAA tournament team. And that West Virginia win will be very nice on the resume.
And how about Schamberger? They say he was on the line. That's a 2.
You want to make a zone defense. You want to make them adjust, make it shrink, make them expand, move the basketball by pace. Usually without the dribble. You get
Jonathan Williams III. Knocks it down.
Jabari Brown, 3 20-point scores, so to speak. Anyone could get it.
Been selective and effective at the times they've chosen to push. Stat of the night as far as the coaches are concerned.
Yep. And Elon Sampson, who only has 1 field goal.
How about that? Another 3-point basket. The third. Also out getting up some extra free throws today.
And who are your best scorers and where do they make shots from? All that's kind of the process.
San Jose State, then sat out, then played a year at Hawaii, graduated, and is here now.
Harden, out of the way.
Fly to the Phoenix. Offensive rebound. And wasn't Tony Delk just talking?
Jonathan Williams III, this is what we saw a lot of his freshman season when they got a knack for that basketball.
If you look at those 2 plays back to back, I'm sure Kim Anderson won't be won't be pleased with the fact that Williams got himself a block. Oh, and they're going to count it. Check this out.
Watch the sidestep by Isabel at the end. Hard to get the charge. Once he steps straight side.
16 against Elon in the first half for the final 14.3 seconds of the first half. Hamilton looking to work. Missouri started this game with a good defensive stand. And they finished the first half with a good defensive stand. 44 points, the most points that Missouri has scored in any half this season. Dave Baker. How about Williams? Maybe rushed that last floater, but that was a good looking through.
Screen then pops. And the nice play is that Schamberger took it deep enough that Williams played.
Williams gets 1 of 2. Boy, and Allen went and got his own miss. Weave out front, and then they go ahead and set the play after a few seconds.
It allows Elon to play man. It can look like a zone until you're aggressive. Nice follow. They have been aggressive after makes or misses in the second.
Rattles out, and it's tipped in. Looked like Allen.
More on the offensive rebounding side. He had won the possession before, and now another.
A lot of continuity as the shot clock is down to 6. And yet they create something.
At any point, watch him go through the lane. Could have picked it up there, kept it going, never stopped. Go until the...
Oh, yeah.
And into it.
Closest this game has been in a long time. And I tell you, the one thing that has saved Missouri's bacon here in the second half has been D'Angelo. 16 of 22. Nice feed.
Beautifully done, Wes Clark off the dribble.
And Gil Caesar with a big bucket. It's only his Deuce Bello with a foul. Dimitri Thompson back in as Matt Matheny tries to get Blake a couple of extra seconds before the final media timeout.
Beauty.
The Phoenix have the ball down just for Eddie.
As they
game is only a 64% free throw shooter.
Well, no matter what, he makes one if he makes another.
With Elon's offensive possession, if you do anything at all, don't you have to go find Rossberg just right away and foul him? Eddie.
Good job by Jonathan Williams switching up. Longer reach.
They go right to the glass. And it's Kevin Blake that gets the bucket. The line. And he missed it. And there's going to be a travel against Williams on the rebound. Inbounds, and they can go to work now. Eddie with a step back, and it was a quick one. And Sabato is going to be called for the offensive foul. And the most Schamberger can do.
Good timeout by Kim Anderson to get his defense.
Sampson, a lot of contact and no call. And the Elon bench. And the freshman knocked it in like a senior.
Tonight.
And when they needed them the most, Missouri has knocked down their last 6. Tigers not known as the best free throw shooting team. They straight from the free throw line proved to be the difference as the Tigers couldn't hold on to a 19-point lead, but they hold on and get the win, running their record to 5-4. Elon goes to 5-4 as well. Once again, our final score: Missouri 78, Elon 73. For my partner John Sudbold, I'm Dave Baker. Coming up next, SEC Now. So long from Columbia.
A tendency to play well at times, and then we have a tendency to not play well. And so overall, your record would you'd like to have a better record than what we have right now. But I think that we are a work in progress. I've said that many times. I said that when I was hired, that I think that this is an opportunity for me to come in and build a program. Not really looking for that quick fix, but trying to build a program over a period of years. We got a lot of young guys. Technique-wise, we're able to teach what we want to teach. I think guys are understanding better than maybe they did when they got here. Now, from an offensive standpoint, I think that's probably where we've been the most challenged because we've been a little bit limited offensively. We want to play at a quick pace, but we want to play efficiently. We don't want to throw the ball away a lot, and that's something that we've done. We've had games where we've had way too many turnovers.
Of having such a young squad.
Well, I think one of the biggest advantages is you can kind of mold them, from the start. I think the toughest thing, Ben, is to change habits from where they were before, and not that they were bad habits, just different habits. And our emphasis has been more on playing hard, playing good defense. Every possession, every possession counts. And sometimes when young men are the best player on their team, and every guy we have was the best player on their team where they were before, it's easy to take a possession off because you're so good. You can take a possession off, and you can't do that. You can't do that in the SEC, and you can't do that in the games that we.
So what's it like now to be here, to be a Tiger, and playing with some of the guys you were going up against a year ago?
Yeah, it feels good to just play with the guys, and it feels good to put Missouri on every time you go out there. It's a big university, and they expect a lot out of you, a lot of wins, and they expect nothing but winning. So I like that a lot.
As I mentioned a moment ago, you're from Los Angeles, and that's a pretty...
You can't just put your head down. You just got to keep your head up and keep going no matter what adversity comes your way. I just tell them, as me transferring, I don't think transferring is a good thing. As in, I mean, I did it to look out for myself, but to be here is a good thing, and to be around these people and be around these people in this organization is a great thing. So just being here is a great thing. And when you got good people around you, just
Joe, we're actually going to call it the Player of the Month, and it's Techie Gill-Caesar, one of those young players Keith was talking about. 6'6" guard, freshman from Vaughan, Ontario, averaging 14 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game early in the season. Held to single-digit scoring only 2 times in his first 8 college games. Scored 21 points in his college debut. Techie Gill.
Growing up in St. Louis, Ryan Rosberg knew he would be a lifelong Mizzou fan.
Came to a lot of games. My family always traveled down to football games, basketball games all the time. So I was always a Mizzou fan, and it just felt like home. So this is where I wanted to go to school.
So when the 6'10" junior signed to play forward at Mizzou 3 years ago, his family wasn't shissy. Ryan's older brother, Andy, played for the Tigers.
They're 4 years apart, so they never really played a lot of basketball against each other because the big brother was always bigger than the little brother, and they never really played basketball against each other.
The sibling rivalry helped Ryan on the court.
We've been competitive our whole lives, and I think that helped me a ton athletically, him being 4 years older than me. So I would always go.
Because of finals, so we won't see folks again before Illinois comes up on the schedule. So let's talk a little bit generally about the bragging rights game. It's a holiday classic in St. Louis, and as you mentioned, so much on the line whenever Missouri and Illinois hook up.
Well, it's a great atmosphere. You know, I'm excited. I haven't been to the game in 15 years, so participated in many of them as an assistant coach. You know, I remember we played Illinois when I was a player, but I don't think.
Hey Jewelers. Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome inside the Scott Trade Center here in St. Louis. Ready for this battle? It's Missouri taking on Illinois.
Excellent rebounder, and right now he's being asked to do some more, both inside and out, rebounding and scoring around the paint. Key for him today. And then on the Illinois, had a very good year. He's back home in Champaign where he grew up. He's coming off.
And we begin on the Missouri side. Monte Gill-Caesar, Keith Schamberger is the senior transfer. Wes Clark back in the starting lineup. Jonathan Williams III, and then Ryan Rosberg, the junior big guy. Over on the Illinois side, Ahmad Starks, the senior transfer. Kendrick Nunn, Rayvonte Rice is their leading scorer. At those unis today, remember the '89 team that went to the Final Four. Mizzou wins the tip, and we are underway. Head coach and an alum, Kim Anderson, who was a star at Missouri last year, Division II national champ at Central Missouri. John Grossu's in his 3rd season. He's won 20 games each of the last 2 years.
Well, he has. And
pulled down there by Wes Clark. Mizzou on the move. And Clark hits. Missouri's on the board. Gill-Caesar pulls up and hits his first points.
John, you watch this young man in Maui, and I think we have the same.
Clark on the baseline answers with a jumper.
Clark, one of the 3 tight
area. Good move by Williams. JW3 as they call him.
Every time you
surround it out. Feed inside, and Gant lays it in. And all of a sudden, Missouri within 1.
Nice.
And right there, D'Angelo Allen knocks down a 3. Chambi, Fran, Priscilla, indeed, they have said flagrant 1. Fran, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a good call right here because Black got him on the arm. It was, it certainly was excessive contact, but not to the level I think it was severe enough to eject him, but certainly bidding fouls. That one there, he'll learn from.
There was a play at the beginning. John Gross was loose and had a direct line at the basket.
And you know what the freshman was thinking? Black, I'm not going to let him score.
Yeah.
So in doing that, watch out for Indiana. Their guard play is outstanding.
and that one will go. It's a 3. And Williams.
3.
Feed inside, Gil Caesar. Good job there by Gant as he puts it home.
A little bit of confidence right now by those young Missouri Tigers.
Illinois. Tigers by a point, and Fran, they're getting close to the basket.
Well, you love the fact that freshmen keep understanding, playing hard's a talent. Good move here by Gil Caesar, but watch Keenan Graham from the backside, former Mr. Georgia basketball. And you know what? To go with this group of freshmen and sophomores that have a chance to be good if they stay together the next couple of years.
High arcing shot, Gil Caesar, that'll go.
Love the idea.
Last 4 just a shade under 17 a game. Meanwhile, that last foul was on Egwu, his second. Tigers have missed their last 4 shots. Schamberger answers.
Love what Isabel did, the freshman. Watch the drive now. See, when you drive baseline, you better know where those bailout shooters are on the weak side. And Isabel, the freshman, he's got a lot of moxie, Isabel. There's the drive. I don't see anything. Except a good pass to Schamberger.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. Let's see now. No, they're going to call something. Be his second flagrant. Is that black?
Yes.
Because that would be his second flagrant one. And it's actually a dead ball contact technical because when the ball goes through the net, but he's made 2 silly fouls. By the way, you got a Final Four.
Starks, fires, got him. Schamberger. And Illinois will take a 2-point lead to the break. Entertaining first half and a tight first half. And it back to the studio. It's our Arcade Jewelers halftime report.
Fortunately, got himself to the rim with a chance to knock down a pair. 11 in Dallas. Throw was on.
Allen knocks down the jumper.
Yeah, I like this kid. You know what I like most about D'Angelo Allen? He was a
couldn't get the follow.
Energy there by Allen.
Gil Caesar, that's a tough shot.
This young guy, you mentioned Hunting building in one of these suites, and Sweet Lou Henson down in Massachusetts, New Mexico.
Name it right. And the freshman delivers a big 3. He's an interesting.
Remember what John Gross told us yesterday? It's only a matter of time before Starks and Cosby step up.
And there's Jonathan Williams III.
Wanted right there.
Bello, look at that athleticism.
Remember when he came out of high school and went to Baylor? Where he was a...
Here at the Scott Trade Center, Deuce with just that. Missouri within 1. Big rebound, Williams.
I love what he does that.
Nice move. Jonathan Williams III spins and puts it home.
That's his.
As you said, this is what he does so well.
This is what he did last year when he chased down all those missed shots from guys like Jordan Clarkson, Jabari Brown. He's an energy guy. He's what I call a backside rebounder because he's usually going to lurk opposite of where the shot is taken. This year he's being asked to do more than that. but at his core. And then we got on the bus, got to the airport, went home.
Oh, huge three. D'Angelo Allen. And Missouri back out front by a point.
Well, let's see if they may have a delay of game. Let's see when the ball goes through. Yeah, see, you're supposed to leave the ball. Jonathan Williams picked up the ball, threw it to the official. And this year, one of the little...
Egu turnover. Other way. Now it's Allen. Feed inside. Williams got it.
In court, finish inside, and John Gross, good no-look pass. Williams with the finish. In a rivalry game with this kind of crowd, John Gross was not going to wait. That's really good defense by Nunn.
Williams at the bucket and one. He'll go to the line. Jonathan, the guy.
What's his strength, John? Getting to the paint, playing with energy. He's not crashing the glass. Go hard to the basket, especially to... I really liked him a year ago. You know, Kim Anderson said to us yesterday.
Clark, step back. Got it.
Wow. Now they've switched man. Now what do you run to get a quality shot out of the timeout? And there it is.
Jaqueen and Grant.
That's because Illinois, who normally shows the zone under, went man. And let's go back real quickly. Now look at the floor. Freeze it guys first. See, they usually go zone, but they're in man-to-man, and they're confused. So a cut to the rim. Malcolm Hill was looking around like, who's got him? You got him, I got him. And nobody had him.
He will put it on the floor.
I like Jonathan Williams. Now, he makes his 6th three of the year. That one gets to go, but this is what he really does. He's good really around the basket. You know, 3-time All-State type of player out of Memphis. Tennessee State title his senior year. They went 34-6. Pretty good level of basketball. But he's mature.
Rice goes to work inside. Egu with the throwdown. That worked well.
Perfect. He's got the big fella at the rim. And I told you earlier, John, Illinois runs as much pick and roll as you'll see in college basketball.
And down by 2. Clark going to work. Pull up. Ties it. Huge bucket by Wes Clark, the sophomore.
Money. And as Chuck Daly used to say, the great Chuck Daly, what will the player do when the play breaks down? Because invariably against good defense, the play will break down. Wesley Clark created some separation, and so make sure you pack the paint.
Rice with the ball in his hands. 59 apiece. Egg with a screen. For the win. Got it!
Missouri did everything right, John. They switched all screens, and watch how tough this shot is that he hits on 2 defenders. What a game. Heartbreaking for Missouri, trying to find some answers with a young team, but 50-year senior Ravante Rice, a hero in his hometown tonight.
For the 2nd straight year, bragging rights belong to Illinois. 62-59 the final score. For Fran Fraschilla and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi. Up next, 2014 NCAA Division II Football Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual.
You are watching watching the SEC on ESPN. Tonight from the Sprint Center in Kansas City, Missouri, the Missouri Tigers with a record of 5-6 host the Oklahoma State Cowboys. The Cowboys make the trip with a record of 4 Oklahoma State. For Coach Kim Anderson in his first year at his alma mater, coming off a tough loss at the buzzer to Illinois, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a graduate student, Keith Schamberger, the graduate student in the backcourt, along with West. The gray uniforms with the gold numbers and letters, Oklahoma State, orange with the black numbers and letters, and we are underway from Kansas City. Williams wins the tap. First. Clark puts the Tigers back on the board.
Can be such a key for this team. He can play the point guard. He plays off the ball. He's one of the toughest players on this team. He's a good defender, but they need a little bit more to be a Missouri Tiger.
Welcome to the Sprint Center in Kansas City, Missouri. Eamon McEnany along with Miles Simon. Dobbins checks out. Gil Caesar at the baseline, kicking out to Schamberger for 3. Oh my! Welcome to the starting lineup, Ja'Keenan Gant. Gant has electrified the crowd in Kansas City with the one-hand highlight reel putback. 1 of 9 from the field, 0 of 4 behind the arc. Now Rosberg. Williams with the tip. Somehow he was patient enough to hang up there and get it. Numbers for the Tigers if they hurry. Schamberger. The reverse, no good. Rosberg with the putback.
Nice job by Rosberg. With the lineup on the floor, Jonathan Williams almost has to get a touch.
Then it's Isabel breaking down the defense and doing some window shopping for the bucket.
And that's a bonus really for
Williams in the corner. Gets a step and finishes.
Great move by Jonathan Williams. He showed it. And here you see the up fake, the poor closeout by Nash, and no rotation on the backside by Anthony Allen. Anthony Allen needs to be on that split line to be able to go up the
2. Straightaway 3 from right. The offenses have come alive here in Kansas City. Gant. Right for 3. Make it a long 2. Schamberger. Clark, good ball fake, pulls up and hits.
Excellent zone offense by the Missouri Tigers. Started with Wes Clark. He got a penetration.
Clark, an 84% shooter from the line, hits the first.
For this team, trying to become more of a leader. Always in the gym, doing extra.
Runs it down and keeps it in. Tremendous hustle. Gant. And that's what's happening here tonight.
Yeah, Keith Schamberger, the 5th-year senior, just with the hustle play, the deflection, but instead of letting that basketball goes out of bounds, he hustles it. Those hustle plays, extra effort plays, help you win basketball games.
There's a rejection by Gilsball. Quickly ahead to Clark. He'll attack again. And he'll convert. All Missouri right now in Kansas City.
And Wes Clark just providing a spark for this Tigers team. The sweet lay-in to give the Tigers the lead by 7 late in the first half.
Now being guarded by Newberry. They get it to him. Nice pass to Gant. Good ball fake. Good finish.
Freshman to freshman right there. Ben, and he's arguably one of the most experienced players on this team. And there you see him impacting the game here late in the first half.
Trying to keep it alive. That'll do it for the first half. So a late spurt by the Tigers sends Missouri into the locker room with a 7-point lead. So Ja'Keenan Gant had the highlight reel and had a big first half in his first career start. Now to our Land Rover halftime report with Jonathan Coachman, Seth Creamer.
The 4th leading scorer in the Big 12. Look at here in transition. Schamberger does a good job of recognizing Forte in the corner. They run him off the 3-point line. They force somebody else to take the shot. Here now they draw attention to him, hedging the ball screens, getting the ball out of his hands, forces Leighton Hammonds into a bad shot on the step back. Here again off the ball screen, hedge, 2 defenders, force them about 25 feet from the basket. They are getting other guys to shoot.
Offensive rebound and 50-50 ball being picked up by the Tigers. Gil Caesar from the corner. Drills it.
And Amon wins the best time to shoot a 3-point shot. And there's a nice set, the beautiful curl. Forte gets squared up.
Schamberger loses Hickey, dumps it off. A layup for Williams.
Just too easy. Williams taps it, keeps it alive. They swing that ball to Monte and Gil Caesar. Nothing but net there, and then poor defensive transition, especially after a made basket. They give up a point. So he almost seems like he's out on an island by himself right now with how he's playing.
Clark swerving through the defense hits.
Great step through by Wes Clark. He's more comfortable off the ball.
And right. Williams puts it on the floor, goes at the senior, and hits off the glass.
That's really a strength for Jonathan Williams.
And Isbell. Nice. Pretty well on that.
Excellent job as Isbell just making the nice penetration. The change of direction there, the jump stop, the perfect pass to D'Angelo Allen for the easy finish.
Prosper. Baseline jet. Allen with the follow.
I think this is a team that is evolving. It's a young team. We have 5 freshmen. We actually only have 4 players that played a year ago. So I think this is a team with a new coach, kind of learning as we go along. And my hope is that we'll get better as the season goes on.
Amen. Another thing that's changed over time as this young season has gone along.
The free throw line. Congratulations to the Tigers. Missouri wins the Big 12 tournament title.
There's a look at Kim English a couple of years ago in this arena in the Big 12 tournament. Most outstanding player. What a way. Williams off the screen, pulls up. Excuse me, Gil Caesar.
And that's where Gil Caesar's really at his best. He's an
facing its biggest deficit of the night. Nice ball fake by Williams. That's an answer from the sophomore.
Tough. Hard drive with the Williams. Remember, he's left-handed, driving right. The stride stop, the pump fake, 2 guys bite. It's going to be a bright future. And remember, in the SEC,
look good on that one. So it's 56-51, 3:24 left to play. Tiger 2:55. Tigers running out of time.
one problem with the Tigers, their best guy at creating his own offense is Jonathan Williams III.
And he gets a good look at a 3 and buries it.
Ended his range, something he concentrated on in the offseason. He's made 30% of his three-point shots, 6 for 20 coming into tonight's game. And if your Cobbins was kind of digging down in the post where Monte Gil Caesar was helping out, and John expect full court pressure now by the Tigers. See if they can get some type of trap.
Caesar. Gil Caesar posting up Sager. Loses control, steps before the shot.
Christian Sager brought in specifically for defensive purposes. He walls up, and that's the right call. The travel before the foul.
Here's Clark. Right back to Gil Caesar with Sager on him. Williams for 3. Wow!
Trying to get into instant play and maybe try another little flare action. Yeah, Williams comes through in the clutch once again. The one dribble pull up, Cobbins right there in his face. Tough shot by Jonathan Williams.
So Missouri takes its final timeout. Down by 2 with 10.2.
Your worst foul shooter.
Gets it to Nash. They knock it out of bounds. Antonio Petty took a dive. No call yet. Did we get a look? We might have to review this. Antonio Petty, the official, fell to the ground, so he probably didn't get a good look at who touched. 43% from the line. Strong, here we go. Up ahead to Isabel. For three in the tie.
Well, here you see the replay. Sager, they have no idea who they're guarding. Sager does a complete 360 out of a timeout. That cannot happen. When you come back on the floor, if you're Oklahoma State, if that shot is missed, you should have been pointing to the guy that you are going to be guarding so mistakes like that don't happen. Now it maybe can cost you a game. In overtime, Sager is the first guy sprinting back. If that was his guy, Isabel, someone needed to cover up for Sager in that situation because he shot the free throw, he ran to the hoop. But credit Tremaine Isabel for the poise, went inside the three-point line, knew that he needed three, recognizes the time and the score, pivoted, got square. The Tigers in this game.
Now Gil Caesar drills a three.
Big in the clutch for the Missouri Tigers. The offense is broken down. Gil Caesar makes himself available, and Jeff Newberry just way too late.
Tied once again.
If he would have waited and win another year, he would have been probably a top 30, maybe top 20 player in the high school game, but instead he's averaging double figures for the Missouri Tigers. No touches in overtime till now.
Already has a career high 19, spins to the left, soft touch.
Becoming the go-to guy for the Tigers.
Like Sager waiting for Gil Caesar.
Travis Ford not going to take any chances. He's going to make sure he has and miss the second.
All right, so he takes care of plan A.
If he can't get a control tap at the rim.
Hits the rim. Schamberger. Good if it goes.
Couldn't have been executed more perfectly for the Missouri Tigers. Schamberger with the heads-up play, didn't rush the shot. Knew that 3 seconds was an eternity. Comes in from off the lane. No block out by Forte. Schamberger takes his time. And D'Angelo Allen with a wide open layup. He almost just rushed it too much. Schamberger, smart play, finds his buddy as he draws the defenders, and Allen just misses the bunny to send it to double overtime.
Thanks for watching. Coming up next, Sports Center for Miles Simon and our entire crew here in Kansas City. I'm Eamon McEnany saying so long from the Sprint Center.
The Bud Light highlight.
The Tigers returned to Mizzou Arena to wrap up non-conference play against Lipscomb, and Mizzou got all it could handle from the Bisons.
Right side behind a Smith pick, now drives it into the paint, throws a right wing Denny, he'll drive it to the baseline to the block, hanging, puts it up and in, and Lipscomb leads Missouri 30-19.
Lipscomb built an 11-point lead, but Missouri ended the first half strong to close the gap.
Drives into the paint, teardrop rips home. That's a nice job by Troy Isabel, getting deep enough in so he can just make the teardrop. Throws it right wing, one-handed grab Clark, dumps it on the baseline for Post, who lays it up and in and gets fouled. Caught it on the baseline, made a little up and under move.
Mizzou trailed by just 2 at halftime, but the Bisons quickly rebuilt their lead back to double digits early in the second. And once again, the young Tigers responded.
20 on the shot clock, Missouri down 3. Isabel splits the defender to the right elbow. Right side, Williams drives into the paint. Hanging, scoops it up and in, and gets fouled by the big man, Chad Lang. Now outside Schamberger, left side, Isabel away from the arc. Behind a post pick, pops a deep 3, splashes it home, and Missouri has the lead.
Isabel would finish with 14 points off the bench, and Mizzou was back on a roll.
Outlet to Isabel, Missouri runs the other way. Ahead for Schamberger on the wing, drives to the right elbow to post for the flush. A great pass by Schamberger, and the postman delivers.
Keanu Post brought even more energy off the bench, finishing with 7 points and 10 rebounds. And then Mizzou turned up the heat defensively.
Looks like they have a chance to go in and lay it in, but they got a 6'7" guy that's not very athletic, and Wes Clark, 6 foot even, just jumped up, pinned it against the board. Right side of the court, Isabel back to Clark, left wing. Left baseline, Williams outside to Clark. Drives into the paint, finger roll good, and Missouri leads by 5. Nice job by Wes Clark, extending that lead to 2 possessions. 3-possession game. Clark to the top of the key. Nolan pass, Williams running right side of the lane, lays it up in front of the basket and in. Yeah, Missouri doing a good job of closing the game the right way.
Jonathan Williams III finished with a game-high 16 points, and he added 10 rebounds as Mizzou pulled away late and won it by 12.
For SEC basketball, where Jarrell Martin and Jordan Mickey lead LSU into league play and into enemy territory. Missouri awaits, looking for an upset. It's Tigers and Tigers next. Final SEC opener of 2015 with Tigers everywhere. Missouri hosting LSU.
And over the course of this season so far.
LSU in the road purple, Missouri in the home white, and the home team controls. Here's Williams III. And you see why everyone's so high on J3 here in Columbia. For what their last 5. And speaking of 5, there's number 5, D'Angelo Allen.
They had 3 of them. He's now on the bench.
Williams with the left hand. And that's a Jordan Mickey specialty, but that time, a little inside-out game. And Post, who enters the game, gets his first 2.
But look at the position. 2 feet in the paint. It doesn't matter how good of a shot blocker you are. It's tough to block a shot when you're standing under it. Gray was turning the ball over, was a little bit out of control. Patterson comes in. He's really stabilized things.
Naaman Wright finally gets the first 3 of the game. Kicks it out. Wright for 3. Yes! Back-to-back threes by Naaman Wright.
It's out. The defense has been sucked in so deep off the dribble penetration that you've got a wide open look on the outside, uncontested.
In his last 7 games. 1 for 2 there. That makes it a 5-point game, 7:43 to go. 7, which doesn't look very pretty. But they lost 2 extremely close games. Monte Gill Caesar, second leading freshman scorer in the SEC, out tonight. Nice post feed into Post. He has 4. Williams, left hand, no, Post, again. He's been the best player on the floor for Missouri tonight.
He's playing hard off the bench, and he's ready to play. Meet you at the rim and rejected. They got some shot blockers over here in Missouri as well. They're not the only, there's not only one Tiger team that can protect the rim, and then Post picks up.
Missouri's only lead of the game was 2-0 1 minute into this contest. A bucket here gives them back the lead. And they do it with authority. J3. Here's a 3-ball, and it drops down. Naaman Wright's third 3 of the game, and he
could use some more of this. Up over the top, the easy flush. Yeah, we'll nominate it. We'll put a hashtag SportsCenter Top 10 on that. Missouri with a highlight, but the trail
stolen by Isabel.
Epps has got to make a better pass. That was a great outlet pass for Epps. The problem was it was to Missouri.
Good. 2 seconds. Clark can't get the shot off, and we go to half. But it's a close one, and what looked like it could be a blowout. Coming up on the Land Rover halftime report, we'll catch up on these stories.
He went to the bench. That's when they felt like they could really attack underneath. Post did an excellent job. Second chance opportunities. 5-0 advantage for Missouri and second chance points. And you're talking about an LSU Tigers team that has dominated in the paint. That's how Missouri came.
Excruciatingly slow. Has yet to score. And Williams changes that.
Well, that's because they didn't settle for a three. They got the
79% free throws
of over 10 points. And then his offensive numbers have kind of dropped off a little bit as the season has progressed.
Here's Clark again. Nice feed. Jonathan Williams III has another easy two.
In the first half came when Jalen Patterson was out on the floor, and he's been on the bench. I wonder how much longer he'll sit on the bench. Settling for the three-point shot. They get out in transition, able to get up into the iron, and then you get a higher percentage look as the defense starts to collapse in. Nobody's out for the closeout, and that's why we're tied.
6 on the shot clock. Williams, the floater. Game high 14. Conversely, Missouri, 4 of their last 5. Make it 5 of their last 6. Keanu Post. Players to average a double-double coming in.
Oh,
nice extra pass. And Post is in double figures with 10.
Mickey, their ability to score in the paint, but it's been Mr. Post and Missouri as they continue to attack underneath. They have 11 assists on 17 made field goals, none prettier than this one. A little shot fake, both Mickey and Martin up in the air, and then the flush and the finish. 26 of the 42 points have speed up this game a little bit.
Nice look inside, and it's Post again. First time in double, he roll off the tongue at first off.
But just look at how deep he's established his post position. He's underneath, he's been active, he's been aggressive. He had the block shot in the first half, and again, catching the ball and not having to dribble and just getting up into the rim. I mean, these are as high a percentage shots as you could possibly find in college. That's on the side, and the edge is to LSU.
Here's the lob. Gant could come down with it, but he got the easy putback.
Good job by Schamberger to go and retrieve that.
Schamberger open, knocks it down. First 3 points of the night for the senior point guard, Keith Schamberger. And a win like this tonight against a good LSU team will go a long time towards building that foundation. And there's a 3 that'll help a lot too.
Well, and he told us at shoot around, you know what? There, and Martin and his size and strength coming back in, you want to make sure you match that if you're Missouri.
Catch and fire.
Corner, and Clark knocks it down.
And
the kick ahead. Clark a little stutter step, gets to his spot, elevates up over the top and finishes. And I mentioned off the top about Clark. He had
Clark, heat check.
He's going over and getting looked at by the trainer.
And Schamberger, the veteran, another 3.
Shoot the 3, don't shoot the 3. You're struggling, get the ball down low. Never mind, shoot the 3, have fun with it. It's what's giving you the lead.
Patterson 2-on-1. And the easy follow, Jalen Patterson. A burst.
Patience and understanding. Break the press, look to aggressively attack. And Jonathan Williams 3, able to finish. Give him a 3-point lead.
Jonathan Williams the Williams has 4 fouls, something to keep an eye on. He has the ball in the post. And he gets it to go. Shooter's touch.
Well, exactly what you needed to do.
Williams 2 for 4 tonight. Make it 3 for 5. And he has 19 tonight. Made his last 21.
By Josh Gray. That's a head scratcher. A 1-point game with 55 seconds left.
Hornsby again, this time way off the mark. And Schamberger
turnovers in a tight game like this in overtime. They'll haunt you. Was watched from the sideline, fouling out.
10 points for Schamberger.
Schedule for Missouri, they have had their highs, they have had their lows. When they lost to UMKC in their opener, it kind of really set everybody back here a little bit, kind of took some of the wind out of their sails as far as where they thought this team could be, the direction of it, but it's a good young group that has competed to compete and play hard for a full 40 minutes.
Second straight double-double for Jonathan Williams III. He has 20 to go along with 10 rebounds. LSU's 8-game winning streak is snapped. Missouri wins their SEC opener at home.
So impressed.
Final score 74-67 in overtime.
So impressed with the effort from Missouri. The focus, the attention to detail, and their ability to attack the paint.
3 of their next 4 will be on the road, but the most important one was the first one. A win for Kim Anderson's club by 7 in OT. Coming up next on ESPN2, SMU versus Memphis. For Sean Farnham, I'm Rich Hollenberg. Now we go to David Dorisburg in Dallas, Texas.
In the first half.
Just unable to convert on that one. Missouri would go on to win it 74-67. And Kim Anderson, what a great win for the Missouri Tigers. Here's what he had to say after the game.
Well, we got over the hump. You know, Sean, we've had so many close games lately. And tonight, you know, we just did a great job. I'm really proud of the guys. We had a chance to win in regulation. And then we hung in there and, you know, beat a good team, man. That's a great basketball team. You know, we just got over the hump. And we, you know, this crowd helps. And we had a good, I think we had some confidence. West did a great job there for a while. Didn't matter what we ran, he was going in. And J3, Keith, all those guys. So great win for us.
Really stepped up off the bench in recent games, including that game-tying three-pointer to force overtime against Oklahoma State. Followed that up with 14 points against Lipscomb. Tremaine Isabel, the Missouri Orthopedic Institute Player of the Week. Missouri Orthopedics into stars of the future.
With 5 new freshmen and only 4 returning players who logged minutes last season, the Mizzou coaching staff knew a transition season was coming.
A lot of these guys, you know, especially as you can see with our team, need to play immediately and need to have an impact immediately. And so you have to get them ready for the grind that is a college season.
There's a big difference because in high school, you know, recovery is not a big thing. But here, because we're playing so many games, we're practicing every day, lifting, you know, he focuses on recovery a little bit more than actual strength training or building explosiveness.
Getting the Tigers' new young core of players ready to compete both physically and mentally is easier said than done.
Until they actually get into the fire, you know, it's hard for them sometimes, especially as young athletes, to truly grasp what you're trying to tell them.
Sophomore guard Wes Clark knows just how hard the transition can be. That's why he helps the freshmen adjust to all the changes.
It's just always better to have someone that's been through the situation and has some experience to guide you. So at times, like I may have got lost last year. I try to help the young guys avoid some of them situations and make things a little bit easier for them.
You know, now there's no mom and dad accountability now. And there's a lot more freedom with these young men, and we try to hold them accountable. And I think that's probably one of the most important lessons, is because they're now in control a lot more than they've ever been.
Herring gets the message across by caring more about the person than the player.
He focuses on connecting with guys off the court with jokes and stuff, like more than just basketball.
Of course, naturally, my job is to get them to be the best they can be physically and from an athletic performance standpoint, but just trying to teach them those other lessons in life of responsibility, accountability, self-discipline, you know, being humble, trust, how to build relationships, you know, teaching them all of those aspects.
A group striving to improve every single day. For This Week in Mizzou Basketball, I'm Lauren Holman.
Wright and Monte Gil-Caesar have been suspended for the last 2 games. They're now back today. 2 freshmen that hope to be a big factor in the coming years here in Columbia. And there is Wright burying the truth.
Learning a valuable lesson from their coach, Kim Anderson, that they have to be a part of what the program is trying to develop as far as a culture for him on a consistent basis.
Rosberg working the block. Rosberg, just a bull rush, went right at the freshman, Falun Noy.
Especially when you go there. That's a difficult task. As we see Schamberger back on the floor, he got a short break, but it did him well, coming in, knocking down his second.
Williams with the right hand. They keep imploring Jonathan Williams to use that right a little bit more. Keep the defense. Rosberg skips it to Schamberger into the corner. An open three for Bello. Great ball movement there. Excuse me, D'Angelo Allen on the three. But great movement by Mizzou.
Point art, but as you mentioned, great ball movement. Rosberg seeing the double team coming, getting it out, and the extra pass by Schamberger, finding Allen in the corner, knocking it down for three.
That's not how you draw it up, Corey Alexander, but they'll take it.
But it's effective, and then a turnover from Mississippi. Effective, and a great job continuing to track down the loose balls. And Rosberg coming up with the layup just because of the energy in that right now. As Mississippi State has basically been able to sit back and dare him to score from the outside, but Rosberg not going to get the job done from the outside. He wants to take it in the interior and has a...
Up 13 here are the Bulldogs. Rosberg on a post. Rosberg on a bucket and a foul.
In the approach, playing the four guards, but inside, Rosberg has really come to the aid of his teammates. Now his 8th point in the first half, and the opportunity
Wright thought about it, then pulls the trigger and hits.
And Wright has come back and been pretty good offensively for Mizzou.
It was Kim Anderson leading the way for Missouri over Mississippi State back in the late 70s. Nice feed from Rosberg ahead to Gant. Dogs up by 11. Let's go now to Matt Schick and Dino Gaudio with the ESPNU halftime report. All four of those guys are going to be back next year.
Well, and they have a chance to continue to develop this program and get better. They've got a very good recruiting class coming in. As we see Jonathan Williams in attack mode, finding...
Right. And back to Schamberger on a three. Follow-up slam by D'Angelo Allen. Chicken, Craig Sword.
You know, I was talking to Coach Ray before the game, and he kept saying chicken.
Yeah.
And I had no idea who he was talking about.
With 2 fouls, Missouri trying to get something going on offense. That's a good way to start. When you watch Jonathan Williams III, Corey, you like what he...
The big basket. But Jonathan Williams III has the ability. You see him now step out and knock down the three-pointer. And how about the crowd here at Mizzou?
Interesting, a 6-point game. Jonathan Williams III, jump hook shot. D'Angelo Allen thundering it home. 6-point game in Columbia.
That's the love of the dunk, baby.
Corey, I'm going to give the edge to D'Angelo Allen there on the style points.
Well, I'm going to give the edge to D'Angelo.
At times, he tends to be a little bit silent. He's really picked up his play here in the second half.
He has, and you see Jonathan Williams III and making sure that he's a guy that they need to continue to play through. Kim Anderson keeping Tim Fuller on the staff. Tim Fuller.
Gil Caesar high off the window and in.
And that's the Gil Caesar we see.
Quick shot from the baseline. Rims out. Williams. Rebound. Williams takes it strong right in the face of the 7-footer plus the foul.
This guy has superstar potential. When you think about Jonathan Williams III, the ability for the offensive rebound, but not only that, finishing over both big guys from Mississippi State.
Schamberger alley-oop to Rosberg. On the 7-footer. Kick out to Williams. Gets a friendly bounce. Twice off the iron and down through the net. It's a 5-point. Missouri, the man keeping the Tigers in this game, Jonathan Williams III.
And Jonathan Williams III has been all over the offensive glass, finding his way to get points without the teammates having to give him the ball. And when he's had his opportunities, he's taken advantage of them, not only driving the basketball, but going over that right shoulder, the left-hand jump hook in the post. And he's provided a tremendous amount for getting a bid as Gil Caesar pulls up, unable to hit a three, but it's Allen once again all over the offensive glass. And this is now a one-possession game.
Okay.
I'm going to change it.
You're a trendsetter.
He's J-Dub Trey from now on. I just need to tell him.
Well, if you're going to launch a brand new nickname, you picked a good night to do it. 17 points for the aforementioned Jonathan. Hit it 15 feet from the basket. Why not go with number 3?
And this is really what he's done very well the second half. 3 free throws alone here in the second half.
Two for two for Williams.
Be a point to where Missouri gets over the hump by getting a stop on the defensive end to try to get out and cut into that lead a little.
His role last year, because you had these 3 guys, Brown, Clarkson, who's now starting with the Lakers, Ross, all 3 of those guys double-digit scores. That was 71% of their offense. Williams on a 3. Got it! They were dominating the first half, but in the second half, Corey Alexander, a different team.
And they've been attacking the basket. Allen off of the offensive rebound. Gil Caesar attacking the rim. Jonathan Williams III off of the offensive rebound, and then he's moved his game outside. This is why he's J-Dub Trey, because now he's adding the 3 ball into the dimension. No Wes Clark. Fine.
He makes up his mind to make a power move like that. Some bodies are going to move out of the way.
Yeah, bodies definitely got moving on that possession. I almost lost.
Williams with an offensive rebound. Post. Missouri has the lead. Bonus the rest of the way. A good free throw shooter.
Make sure we clarify graduate transfer.
Yes.
He's the guy that had the opportunity to come here and play right away because he graduated from Hawaii.
Ready.
And right now, Reddy, Johnson, Sword, where these guys are making winning plays, but a huge three-pointer by Keith Schamberger. The way he started the game off, knocking down the 3, this one may be a little more important as he gets the Tigers back to within 2.
Ice water going.
They want to be able to set up pressure and see if they can get a turnover before they decide to foul the Bulldogs to put them on the line.
When do you foul?
Well, I think you have to foul immediately. You don't want to allow time to go off the clock, but if you think about it, you don't want that ball in the hand.
Williams has to fire. Got it with 1.7. No timeouts left.
Talking to the officials about it. But then on the second one, he's true from outside, about 27 feet out, knocks it down. Doesn't get the contact that he was looking for, but makes the shot.
Welcome to Columbia, Missouri for SEC Network men's basketball, as tonight the Florida Gators and the Missouri Tigers meet for just the 5th time ever and just the 2nd time ever here in Florida. 499 overall in 21 seasons. Missouri starts on offense in the black. Less than 5 on the shot clock. Wright steps inside the arc and hits the shot. Under 12 points and 7 rebounds per game. Williams goes by Murphy and puts it in.
Jonathan Williams III already.
Meantime, our first foul of the night on Carter for Florida. And that's Wright knocking down the shot. He averages 5 a game. You're young the entire season.
If you're going to be good in college basketball, you've either got to be great and be able to reload like a Kentucky or Duke or North Carolina, or you got to get old.
Neither one from the floor in conference play. He's hit his first 3 shots.
Well, one of many talented freshmen on this Missouri team that's capable of scoring the basketball. Got one off the bounce, one off the curl catch, and one from three. So he's done it 3 different ways early in the
50% right there. Missouri leads by 2.
But part of J. Will 3's arm as well.
And that was one of the concerns as Williams knocks down the first free throw. Williams turns for Billy Donovan, defending down low without fouling. Jarrell Martin went to the
Billy Donovan talking to him earlier today, getting back in transition defense and getting a chance to set that D.
Post hooks it in. Big strong move by Keanu Post. Gil Caesar. Montague Gil Caesar with the 3.
Montague says, I will take. The bench for this Florida team, that's 2 good feeds to the post.
Post is there to slam it home. Florida not
the issue. They're going to be well prepared. You're going to get them to play hard. But what happens when it gets close? Can they fight through it?
Jammed by 3 on its way. And another one. Naaman Wright has knocked down his second.
Down a few shots from the perimeter. Naaman Wright. Well, it doesn't matter if you're just open. You got to be ready as well. Did a good job of preparing to shoot that ball. Got a quick release on it.
Felt like Gators were going to go undefeated. They're going to go win the national championship. Thought it was going to be easy. And this season has
swag, especially on the offensive end.
I think there's any question about it. And there's a little swag right there from Naaman Wright.
Make sure you box out if you're Missouri.
Kurtz the miss, and that is the end of the half. Florida down most of the half, comes back to take a 4-point lead as Billy Donovan heads to the locker room looking to become the second. Naaman Wright continues to knock him down. That's the 3rd three-pointer for Wright. Wright again, and it's Wright on the money. That's a 2 for him. Wright winning for the Gators.
Yeah, Casey Hill's just got to go ahead and finish that one at the rim.
Wright again! That's a 3-pointer for Wright. 20 for Naaman Wright, and we're tied at 35.
Naaman Wright, at this point, no matter how he shoots it, it's going in. A little pull back, behind the back jumper, and then that one a little bit of range in transition, about a foot behind the line on that one.
Naaman Wright, 8 of 10.
From the time you hit a shooter in the act of shooting, they're going to get you for it.
That ties Wright's career high 21 he had against Chaminade in a 74-60 win back on November. And Wright, a new career high after just 23.
Talk about it with just 5 seconds left. Mizzou on the run. 3, 2. And it's good for Maddie Stock. Impressive 3 to get the win for Missouri.
Well, and it's such a pressure 3. What a great play. The Stock came behind the dribble, stayed outside that 3-point line and let.
They don't know who they are. You got to know your identity as a player. Chris Walkers is not as a jump shooter.
And Post hooks it in.
It needs to be as a post defender. He's got to step in to the 3-point line.
Wright, let's see if he's still hot. Yes, he is. 25 for Naaman Wright.
Continues to keep Missouri in this game literally all by himself. A little inside-out shot. Watch Chioza. He watches the ball, but loses his man. He's a step late to Wright. Cannot lose him by the arc.
Wright 5 for 6 on his threes. The rest of the team is 1 for 10. And they're the
of Florida.
Gil Caesar in the paint, falling away and gets the bounce. Missouri down 1. Montague Gil Caesar, 74% free throw. Missouri back in the lead.
Well, if this thing comes down to
second block for Gant. Lob for Gant, and he finishes on the other end. Blocking a dunk for Jakeenan Gant. Gil Caesar fading away. 9 for Gil Caesar.
Keenan Gant sends it the other way and then takes off sprinting. How about the nice dime by Schamberger? Little Schamberger helper. And Gil Caesar with a nice pull-up.
Wright comes up to get it, fires, and hits another one. Oh, my goodness.
Let me tell you what, one of his
7 on his threes. He long ago blew past his career high, and he's got 28. More than half of Missouri's points.
And again, another set call. You see the double screen for Naaman Wright to get the easy catch to Biggs by Florida. Somebody's got to get help in an emergency situation. He's in. The ball didn't count on the foul call.
Yeah.
It was not an actual shot attempt. It was a pass.
In a row, sometimes you need something extraordinary to happen, and Naaman Wright might be that something. And Casey Hill knocked the ball out of the inbounder's hand right there. Yeah, it's a technical foul.
You cannot reach over and touch the basketball. Again, so many little things without the margin for error. If he's going to jump in that situation, which you probably should never really do, jump straight up, not forward.
Half outscoring Florida 29-16.
A big part of it is Naaman Wright's offensive production from beyond the arc, but they really got their big run going 16-2 with some strong defense. 2 blocks by Jakeen and Gant. One of them led to a nice lob dunk. I like to see the big fella rewarded after playing strong D and running the floor. And then a bunch of really nice set calls by Kim Anderson.
To convince his guys that they are getting better, even though they have not been seeing the results. Missouri against LSU beat the Tigers in overtime. Say we're sitting at shoot around today, and I said, oh, you know what? Missouri is going to win tonight's game by double digits. How's that going to? You're going to? Well, next, not going to believe me. How's that going to happen?
Well, what I would have said is exactly what happens, and somebody's going to have a special thick basketball tradition here in Missouri. It's a good addition for the SEC.
His high ankle sprain and Finney Smith because of his team suspension. Missouri's going to win 9 years of the program, 13 games, as they close out this game on a 25-7 run. And Naaman Wright was the right man for Missouri tonight to end that streak. Career high 28. Tigers win it 64-52, improved to 8-20 and 2-13 in the conference.
And I think the biggest difference is this is a team that struggled with offensive droughts and defensive lapses. Tonight didn't have the offensive droughts and defensively very solid. And then, as we've said, Naaman Wright with a huge night, which is sometimes what you got to have to get off the skid.
Billy Donovan has to wait for 500 because Missouri snaps their 13-game losing streak tonight here in Columbia. Coming up next, SEC Now. We'll get you back to the studio. So long from Columbia. Now let's send it to Dari Noka and Peter Bird.
28 points for Naaman Wright. Remarkable effort and a good win for Missouri. A great win, snapping a 13.
One of your biggest challenges this year was staying patient, convincing the guys that they were making improvement even when the scoreboard didn't show it. Well, tonight it shows it.
Well, you know, we really did a good job. Naaman Wright jumps up and makes every shot almost. Goes 10 for 13. You know, I've always said if we could just have something good happen, you know, maybe we could win 2 or 3 or 4 games here down the stretch. Finally, something good happened. And, you know, I'm proud of these guys for hanging in there. We were able to get some good shots. And Naaman knocked them down. J3 great on the boards at the end and got good help from our bench.
Hey, Kim, we talked earlier today, and you mentioned the importance of you really needed to take care of the basketball and then maybe find a way to get to the foul line. You did both really well tonight.
Which is unusual for us. I mean, just getting to the foul line. We just don't do that much. And I thought tonight we really did a nice job of kind of driving it to the hole some, getting it inside to our big guys. You know, it was a team deal. And then, you know, the pressure, we chucked it away a couple times there at the end. But once you get the ball in Schamberger's hand, you feel pretty good. You know, he doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. And he's not spectacular. He's just solid.
Coach, thanks a lot. Congratulations on the victory.
All right, guys, keep coming back.
Absolutely.
All right.
Of course, Naaman Wright, 28 points, and there was a time when it looked like you couldn't miss. What was the feeling like when you were sitting there 5 for 6 from three-point range and it looked like everything was falling?
It was just fun. You know, everybody was playing
with each other. We were playing with, like I said, playing with each other, having fun, and we got the win.
Really showed that spot-up ability, so how much credit do you have to give to your teammates, because they certainly were doing a good job of finding you in a good position to get a nice shot off?
Yeah, definitely. They were doing a good job of finding me and setting screens, hard screens to get me open. So that was a good thing. That's half the reason why the shots went in.
This is kind of what it's all about. You push through the tough times, you push through the losing streak, and you finally get a night like this where it all comes together for you and the entire team.
Yes, sir. It feels good. It feels good. Hopefully we can have more nights like this, and try our best to finish out the season just like this every game.
The hottest shooting night you've ever had?
In college, of course. Yeah, definitely.
And what do you do to follow this up and kind of keep it going?
Just rest up and stay in the gym. Stay with Coach Luce after practice. He always makes me, even though it's willingly, he always makes me put up extra shots, which is good. So
it's certainly for the last month or so.
Well, Naaman right. I think Naaman, of course, had a tremendous game, 28 points, shot the ball extremely well, 10 of 13 from the field, 6 of 8 from 3. But more importantly, I think it was the way that we played as a team. I think Naaman would be the first to tell you that our guys did a great job of getting him the basketball in the right spot at the right time, and he knocked the shot down. So, it's been a tough, 6-7 weeks for us, because you go out and you practice every day, and we were improving. You just couldn't. It just didn't carry over, and it's like I told our guys, hey, we're getting better. The other team's getting better too. So I was happy that
Freshman guard Monte Gill-Caesar takes basketball seriously. So much so, in fact, Techie moved more than 550 miles away from his hometown of Vaughan, Ontario, to Huntington, West Virginia after his freshman year of high school so he could play ball at Huntington Prep.
Because they're a basketball powerhouse, and I had friends there. They're actually from Canada, where the same city I'm from. So they told me that it's a good place to be if I wanted to get better and take my game to the next level. So it was an easy choice.
Recruited Canada for so many years, and Andrew Wiggins was a high school teammate of Techie's in Canada, and so when we were looking for another kind of small forward to kind of come in and play with Andrew, and going into Andrew's senior year, Techie's name came up, and so we obviously recruited him.
For the next 2 years, Techie played and learned from the best under the direction of Huntington's head coach Rob Fulford, and was set to be one of the nation's top recruits this year as a high school senior. But when Fulford accepted Coach Kim Anderson's offer to be an assistant at Missouri, Techie reevaluated where he wanted to be.
It was the best decision for me, because staying in high school, I wouldn't have benefited as much as going to college, just training-wise, mentally, physically as a person, just as a man, building my character. I think that, coming to college was better than staying in high school.
So the 2014 West Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year and a consensus top 50 recruit for the class of 2015 made the decision to graduate early. And with his former high school coach at Mizzou, it made the most sense for Techie to become a Tiger too.
Very close coach and player. I look to him when I need advice, and he'll offer advice even when he doesn't think I need it. So, we have that relationship.
We have a good relationship, and I think Techie will be the first to tell you that I'm kind of tough on him, maybe a little bit more so than some of the other guys, just because I've been around him a lot longer.
Now at Mizzou, it's a decision Techie doesn't regret.
They push me. They want me to be the best I can be.
He's well on his way. For This Week in Mizzou Basketball, I'm Lauren Holman.
Thank you, Lauren. Coach Techie Gill-Caesar, one of many fresh.
Low for a while, and now I think he's playing a lot better.
He seems to have really made an effort to go down onto the block and be a physical guard in the paint. Is that something he's evolved with this year?
Well, no, it's something that he's always done. He played for Rob Fulford at Huntington Prep, and he likes to post up. And so we've been trying to get him the ball a little bit more down in that area, because I think.
And tonight is their final regular season home game and senior night. Only 2 seniors on this roster. You just saw Keith Schamberger, and Keanu Post is the other.
Hasn't been the season either of these seniors wanted to have, but they certainly are worthy of a loud ovation from this team. Keith Schamberger, Keanu Post here, been a very productive big man for the Missouri Tigers. Post is a guy that was on the bench for the most part of the season.
Now with 5, Jonathan Williams III drives to the hoop and gets the bounce off the front iron. Tied at 7.
Finished with it.
Which he was 4 of 13 and 1 of 6 on his threes in their loss at Texas A&M. Nice move by Monte Gil Caesar, and Missouri on top by 2. Played some point and 4 just like you in your days with the Volunteers. Schamberger gets the contact and 1. How about that play by the veteran Schamberger, who's already scored 7 of Missouri.
Senior night, things are going his way early. 7 points already for the Missouri Tigers.
88% at the foul line. Second best senior season of free throw shooting in Missouri. Schamberger feeling it. Man, is he feeling it. Schamberger off to a great start. 10 of Missouri's 15.
Sam Sedin, who went out with an injury, their 2 guard, as Jonathan Williams III strains a 3. Big 3 for the Missouri Tigers. Jonathan Williams III, not necessarily a strong suit, but he's not afraid to shoot it. The sophomore out of Memphis has been
Wright knocks down the three-pointer, picking up where he left off last Tuesday night, and Missouri back on top by 2. Gil Caesar, and he knocks down the 3. That is the 5th three-pointer for Missouri. Bank and Keith Schamberger moving the Missouri Tigers forward.
The senior is feeling it on his senior night, and rightfully so. He's earned this moment. This is a guy, as he pump fakes there, gets the and 1 bucket on the Auburn Tigers. Schamberger's been all over the place, knocking them down from inside and out. This is a guy that's really stepped up, Matt. You saw the group.
Schamberger scored 11 of their first 15 points. Been quiet since as Rossberg drives in and gets the basket.
That's
30 minutes per game. Wright swishes it. Second basket for Naaman up with the steal, and he does. Schamberger to Wright, off glass, tied at 30.
Really nice job by Schamberger avoiding the inbound pressure sets. This time Missouri with it. Schamberger with a nice dish on the 3-on-1, up and in.
4 on the clock. Harrell will take the last shot. Nope, passes it up. And Granger at the buzzer, off the mark. And that is the end of the first half. But a big first half. Network halftime report. Post had his shot blocked, stays with it and puts it in. Here in the first minute and a half of the second half. Nearly loses the ball. Allen inside, reverses it in on the opposite side of the floor. 6 on the shot clock for Missouri. Schamberger. And the dunk by Allen. Nobody boxed out. Missouri back on top by 2. First half for it.
Great baseline out of bounds defense and terrific execution on the Malcolm Canada. Those are 2 guys who have really flourished and taken the advantage of the opportunity Bruce Pearl's given them. As we see the and 1 right there. Speaking of guys taking advantage, and finished with the left hand and 1.
Nice. Oh! Tied at 40. Cool. And his 1 season at Missouri, we were asking earlier, why does a young man transfer from Hawaii to Missouri? Foul line this season.
It's one of the reasons people can't draw up plays for.
5-point lead for Auburn. Post gets it, works against Bowers and hooks it in.
That's what I think they need. They have to dump it in down low. It doesn't have to be option A given up throughout the year.
Schamberger inside the arc, way off the mark. Gil Caesar, nobody boxed out. Missouri has cut it back to 1. Lob inside post. They got a mismatch there, and he rolls it in. Bad post and
hard at the rim.
Seen him do it all tonight. Schamberger. 3 for Schamberger. Gil Caesar starting to knock down some threes here now. And Williams hits the 3. This is kind of like a fight going down.
Jonathan Williams III has been smothered all night. He knows that's the best look he's going to get. He was prepared to take it. The sophomore from Memphis knocks it.
January 10th, and he's got 17 here tonight.
Several guys stepping up. We talk about look through the stat sheet. You can see why it's a close game.
40 points for Schamberger in his 2 games against Auburn this season. A big reason why Mizzou. Right for the tie. 7th tie of the ball game comes with 1:12 to play, and the clock still running. Harrell loses the dribble, and Post has it. And they give it to Schamberger. And the rebound, Bowers. Auburn, stolen away. Gil Caesar from behind. Schamberger takes a quick shot. Missouri on top by 2 with 10 to play. Timeout, Missouri. Bowers had the rebound. Dane, they could have played for the final shot.
You have to secure the ball. And then Schamberger with the guts to take the shot. Right when I thought he might pull it out to take one last final shot. Why not? Take the open look when you're open for 15, especially when you're as hot as this senior has been tonight.
When you scored 21 against Auburn 2 months ago and you got here just to slow things down if they can. Plenty of time for Auburn. And KT Harrell does bring it up.
There's the high ball screen.
With 5. Harrell in a double team launches the 3 off the iron. Rebound right. Missouri wins. Wow, it's been a tough season for Missouri, but here in the last 2 weeks, they've picked up 2 big wins for confidence builders. Beat Florida last Tuesday night. They beat Auburn here tonight, 63-61, and it was Keith Schamberger with 21.
The seniors shine tonight. Keanu Post did his thing. Big win for the seniors of the Tigers.
Missouri now 3-14 in the conference, 63-61 winners. We'll be back with more from Columbia in a moment, but first let's send it to Dari Noka, Peter Burns, and Barry Booker in the SEC Network studio.
Gamecocks.
All right, here's our plan. We'll go through, we'll have regular practice here this morning, then we'll go back this afternoon, come back tonight to the arena downtown and just get some shooting in. So we got to get the hard part or the learning part of our practice here done this morning. We'll go back through their stuff and do kind of like we did yesterday. Okay, first thing though, let's make sure we get loosened up. All right, everybody in? Everybody in, let's go. Go hard on 3, 1, 2, 3. For this drill, let's get it down the floor. Defensively, we'll be in 12. We'll be pink 12. Offensively, let's start off by just running 1, okay? Just running 1. That's all we're doing, okay? We'll just go to that end, then we'll stop and come back. Here we go. First group, next play. Let's go. Time is money. Attack him, attack him, attack him. Here we go. Good, look up the floor, look up the floor. Be aggressive now, be aggressive. Let's go, let's go. It's March, man, it's March. You ought to be able to do this by now. I'm glad. I'm glad I didn't have to do this. Let's go, let's go. Oh, we're peaking, man, we're peaking. We're peaking at the right time. Heck with it, let's go home. Come on in, let's go. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Mizzou Hoops will tip off at 8.
The Missouri Tigers, a game that South Carolina won 65-60 back on February 10th. Well, we are on the season 3-15 in conference play, and you will notice in that starting lineup for Missouri, there is no Keith Schamberger, the redshirt senior, not starting for the first time this season. A little discipline
was announced. He says this team's energy and enthusiasm has been refocused.
And he looks quite focused as well, Kaylee, on that bench as we're underway. And the Tigers will have the first opportunity to crack it. Naaman Wright, ball fake on Johnson, and he connects. Naaman Wright averaging just shy of 7 again. And Monte Gil Caesar, the 6'6 freshman, out of Ontario. Really talented player on the good ball fake inside the arc. That's a 2. Won't go, though. Post with a putback.
Post in there banging, doing the...
Rosberg. Finally. And 29% behind the arc.
And did not have buckets on back-to-back possessions the entire game.
Monte, Gil Caesar, the 6-6 game. Good strong move to the basket by Jakeenan Grant. He's just a fresh. Tapped around by Schamberger. Good effort, Rosberg. Missouri cuts it to 3. 17-footer. Offensive rebound. Williams got it to go.
There's a big-time rebound and finish by J-Dub. Good example why this young man has a chance to be special. Good skill level. He can rebound the basketball. He finishes around the rim. And a nice finish.
Naaman Wright knocks home the 3. His first 3 in 3 attempts. He has 5 points. Little floater in the lane for Tremaine. South
Carolina's going to make sure they box out and finish the possession.
Isabel gets it off to post. Gets it down with 2 on the shot clock. The heave at the break will not go. So Missouri cuts into the deficit. They make it a 6-point game, and they end the half on a 7-0 run. Missouri shoots 30. Talking to some of the guys on that South Carolina staff yesterday during their practice. It has not been uncommon for Hadkevichus to play maybe 1 or 2 trips down the floor to start to his senior. Right on the run, count it. Tough shot. That'll go against Johnson. It'll be
a one-on-one play. So Naaman Wright drops his shoulder, drops it hard into the paint. Good job of squaring his shoulders at the end of the shot.
So Naaman Wright, a 53% foul shooter, converts the 3-point attempt. Naaman Wright.
6, when he's aggressive offensively and shooting it well, it really opens things up for South Carolina.
Rosberg, nice entry pass from Naaman Wright.
Missouri, much utilization of the skip pass by Missouri, driving the clock.
Schamberger underneath, hits Gant. Good work by the senior to hit the freshman.
That can catch, score, and find his teammates. Thornwell can do it.
Schamberger, count the basket as he's fouled by Notice. This could be a 4-point clutch.
A quick exit. Tries to get out and challenge the shot. Just overextends a little bit into the shooting elbow. Big possession for Missouri. Good drive by Johnson off the inside-out action, just didn't finish it.
Nice pass to Gil Caesar. Give Williams the assist.
Great call by Kim.
72% of their made shots. Berger connects on the free throws. Working behind Gant. Now a cut to the baseline by Gil Caesar. Schamberger with an assist. Johnson now 0 for 4 from behind the arc. 0 for 7 overall, and Gant makes him pay at the other end. South Carolina wants a timeout as the Tigers have cut this to 2.
Won't go away after a bad pass that led to a turnover. They get the back door with a nice left-hand finish. Gil Caesar using the rim to protect himself, and then the transition. Easy bucket for Gant. Nice find, and good job by Gant getting out and running the floor. You win the battle.
Haley Hartung said at the start of the second half about Frank Martin's comments that he only had 1 rebound in the first half.
Play tomorrow.
This summer, Billy Donovan coaching the USA team in that tournament over the summer. Was really impressed with Gil Caesar. He had 14 points, 7 boards, and that regular season will go to a game over 500 at 16-15. And they will move on to take on Ole Miss.
Jonathan Williams III throwing his hands up like, well, now finally I score. He's taken out of the game in the last 10 minutes.
So South Carolina ends up winning it. They will take on Ole Miss.
Good win for the Gamecocks. First back-to-back win since December 3rd.
The ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. And all the years, no one knows just how hard you worked. But now it shows. In one shining moment, it's all on the line. In one shining moment, they're frozen in time. But time is short, and the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, that moment's gone. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew that in one shining moment you reached deep inside. One shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest, it's more than a race. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew, in one shining moment you reached for the sky. In one shining moment you knew, yeah. In one shining moment you're willing to try. In one shining moment you knew. One shine.